Hey, Grace, I need you to borrow a complete futon set and a baby crib from your parents and have them set up in the guest room. I need it done by today.
What?
You know your family has a guest futon, right? Plus your sister-in-law who lives nearby has an unused baby crib.
I think that's the case, but why the sudden request?
Sasha, my sister, just got divorced.
Wait, divorce? So does that mean she's leaving with a baby? The baby crib is for her child?
That's exactly right. However, my parents have grandma who needs constant care, and the environment isn't suitable for a 2-month-old baby, so we decided to take care of them at our place instead.
How long do you expect this arrangement to last?
How long do you mean?
I mean, you can't expect Sasha and the baby to stay with us forever. It would be much better if we set a clear time frame from the beginning. That way Sasha can plan her future more effectively and we can avoid any unnecessary stress about each other's expectations.
What are you talking about? I'm saying that starting today, Sasha and my niece will be living with us.
Living together?
What? Are you saying you want to leave poor Sasha, who just had a baby, out in the streets after her divorce?
I'm not thinking that way at all, but having a permanent arrangement for them to live together with us seems... well, that just doesn't feel right, does it?
You're surprisingly heartless.
Is that really the issue here?
In any case, I'm bringing Sasha and the baby home tonight, so you're gonna be in charge of taking care of them.
Huh?
Especially the baby. From what I understand, she needs to be fed every 3 hours, even during the night, so you'll need to help out during the day since you're working from home.
Wait a minute, I have a job, you know.
Yeah, but since you work from home, you should be able to adjust your schedule. Just switch to working in the evenings instead.
So you want me to take care of the baby during the day and then work at night?
Of course, and don't forget about housework too. You can't let that slide. It's crucial to keep the living areas clean, especially where the baby will be, because a hygienic environment is vital for an infant.
So what you're essentially saying is that I'm expected to help with the childcare, manage all the housework, and work all at the same time, leaving me with absolutely no time to rest? That sounds completely overwhelming.
That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. If you can't manage your time, that's just your own shortcoming.
Do you not really see how unreasonable that sounds? I mean, it's not like I'm a superhuman who can handle everything at once without a break.
Anyway, I'm bringing Sasha and the baby back tonight, so I expect you to be ready for them. Make sure everything's in place.
What if I can't handle everything? What if I get overwhelmed?
That's not my problem. You should have thought about that before making any decisions. You can handle it. You just need to organize your time better.
Do you not realize how demanding this will be? Taking care of a newborn is a full-time job on its own.
Well, it looks like you'll have to manage. Just keep your focus on helping Sasha. This is a tough time for her, and we need to support her. I know it's a lot, but this is what family does, right? You're gonna have to step up. No excuses.
Seriously? You think it's fair to put all this on me just because she's family?
Yes, I do. Family comes first, and this is what we signed up for. You'll be fine once you get into the rhythm of things.
Ugh, fine. I'll do my best, but you really need to acknowledge how hard this will be.
Just make sure you're prepared. I want everything to be in order by the time we get back.
Hey, Grace, it's been a while. Sasha, it really has. Did Ben talk to you? Yes, he mentioned you'd be living with us. Oh, I see. I know he was talking about cohabitation, but I want to assure you that I don't plan to impose on you too much, so please don't worry about that. Wait, really? First, I need to explain my situation. Where should I start? How about you answer a question first? Sure, go ahead. So you just got divorced while dealing with a 2-month-old baby? Is it okay if I ask why? Well, during my pregnancy, my ex-husband cheated on me, and that led to everything. I see. That sounds really tough. Yeah, but I'm not too down about it right now. I need to stay strong for my daughter. Plus, I was the one who uncovered my ex-husband's infidelity, so I guess I've always been good at bouncing back quickly. Still, don't overdo it. Thank you. Also, I'm curious why the idea of cohabitation even came up. I feel like there's a fundamental misunderstanding between Ben and you. About that, it seems like Ben thinks I'm just a stay-at-home mom who's been abandoned and is now wandering aimlessly because I have no income. Oh, is that not the case? It's true that I was cheated on, but I'm currently on maternity leave. My daughter, I've named her May, will turn 1 in about 10 months, and once my leave is over, I'll be returning to work. I've already made arrangements to move into company housing at the time, and the company even has childcare facilities. So, on my first day back, May will be well taken care of. What I need from you is just support until I return to work. So that means about 10 months from now? Yes, that's right, though I feel like that's still quite a stretch. No, don't worry about it. It sounds like you truly can't rely on your family right now, and if you have a set time frame, I'm completely okay with you and May living with us. We can discuss and divide the responsibilities to make it work smoothly. Thank you, that really helps. Now, I'm wondering, why did Ben even bring up the idea of living together in the first place? Regarding that, should we talk about it without Ben around? Is it better to discuss it when he's not here? Yes, I have a hunch about it, but I think it might be a tough conversation for you. I have a feeling I know what you're about to say, but okay. It seems like the time has come for me to leave, so I'll take off for now. Yes, take care on your way home. Grace, are you still out shopping right now? Yes, but I'll be heading up to check out really soon here. I'm sorry, but could I ask you to grab one last thing for me? What's that? May only has 2 more diapers left because I kind of forgot to buy more last time. Understood. You want the same ones as last time, right? Yes, those will do. I'm sorry about this, Grace. I came with my car, so this won't be a problem for me at all. Thank you so much.
You seem to be enjoying living together after all, huh?
Oh, Ben?
I saw you buying diapers at the supermarket earlier today. It looks like you're taking good care of your sister and your niece, which is great to see.
And how about you?
What do you mean?
Since Sasha came to stay with us, you've been coming home later and later. Nowadays, it's not unusual for you to be out all night. Sometimes you might not even come home at all.
Wow, work got unexpectedly busy, so what do you want me to do? I have to cover the extra expenses now that we have more mouths to feed.
But Sasha is contributing enough money, isn't she?
Huh? Do you really think she has that kind of money right now? Come on, think a little before you try to argue with me. Besides, she should be grateful that we're even letting her stay here. What's with that?
Nothing, really.
You're not gonna start acting all moody on me, are you?
No, of course not.
Look, I'm just saying that it's not easy for anyone right now. We're all making sacrifices. You should appreciate what we're doing to help Sasha out during this tough time.
I know. I'm just saying that it feels like you're handling things a bit differently since she moved in.
What do you mean?
It's just that your routine has changed a lot. You used to come home at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, well, I have to adapt to the situation. Things aren't the same anymore.
I get that, I really do, but we need to keep communication open if we're going to make this work for all of us.
You're right. I'll try to be more mindful of that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Grace, I have wonderful news. What is it? I'll be able to move into my new place next month. Wow, that took a lot less time than I thought it would. That's right. One of the employees is moving overseas for work and will be taking his whole entire family with him. And since that place will be opening up now, I can move into there. I see. Well, I suppose things like that can also happen. I know that I'm still off work for some time, but they said I can still live in that place. I'm ready to go whenever, so just let me know. Roger that. When I have a specific date picked out, I'll tell you right away. Nice. Things are about to get a lot more intense.
Hey, Grace, where the hell have you gone? You left behind the filled-out divorce papers. Do you even understand what you've done? You're living off me, and now you want a divorce? The one who should be worried about this situation is you. If you get what I'm saying, stop all this nonsense and come back home right now.
I get it. So it looks like we're definitely getting a divorce.
Huh?
I understand your point of view, and I'm saying there's really no other option but divorce now.
Are you serious?
By the way, why did it take you so long to contact me? Did you just realize the divorce papers were missing?
But I noticed them right away and tried to get in touch.
We left the house 5 days ago, you know.
That long ago? Huh. We?
Of course, I'm talking about Sasha and May. When the company housing opened up, I timed my move to coincide with that opportunity.
What do you mean, company housing? She was a full-time housewife right until the divorce was about to happen. There's no way she could job hunt with a newborn, and you can't get into company housing if you're not working.
What are you talking about? Sasha is still an employee at the same company she worked for before she got married.
What are you saying? Wasn't it your high-income ex-husband's hope that she would quit her job?
She was pressured to quit and become a full-time housewife, but she never actually stopped working. While she was pregnant, she had severe morning sickness, which is why she took maternity leave early.
But she hasn't worked since the baby was born.
She just switched to parental leave right after giving birth, and she plans to return to work in a few months. She can still get into company housing while on leave, so when a room opened up, she moved over there.
Are you serious? But that doesn't justify you leaving.
Well, true, but it's not directly related. We just aligned our actions, that's all.
What do you mean by aligned our actions?
And by the way, you left a thick envelope next to the divorce papers, right? You haven't checked that yet.
I did notice there was an envelope, but,
That envelope should make it clear why I left and why I want a divorce.
What? When did you find out?
Is it safe to say you figured it out after seeing the contents of that envelope?
The report from the private investigator about the affair? You must have realized there was another woman in my life, so you decided to hire them, right? When did you notice? How long have you known?
I think it was about a month before Sasha came to stay with us.
Wait, what?
And by the way, Sasha knew about your infidelity, too.
What? How could she possibly know?
How do you think? Honestly, you really are quite oblivious to what's going on around you.
Oblivious? What are you talking about?
You forgot that Sasha and I graduated from the same high school? We were in different grades, but we were still there together.
Now that you mention it...
Your affair partner, Cassidy, is a classmate of Sasha's and also a junior in my club.
Wait, what?
She was the kind of girl who always stood out for the wrong reasons, so it was only a matter of time before news about her made its way to us.
No way.
Plus, the fact that you suddenly decided to let your divorced sister move in under the pretense of providing her with a place to stay was also quite suspicious. You basically manipulated me into helping with childcare, didn't you?
What?
By forcing me, who has never experienced childbirth, to handle an unfamiliar baby care, you were trying to create a life full of chaos, thereby diverting my attention away from you, giving you free rein to cheat without worrying. That must have been the silly thought that crossed your mind, right?
Wait, no, that can't be it.
Okay, sure, I haven't given birth yet, but you know my sister lives near our family home after getting married. When I was still a student and living at home, I often helped take care of my newborn nieces and nephews. I know that I can't compare to a real mom, but I do have some knowledge and experience when it comes to taking care of babies. Thanks to that, I was mentally strong enough to find out about your affair and hire a private investigator to look into it.
What? Are you serious?
Absolutely. I mean, while I'm not a professional, I do have some understanding of how to care for a child. I mean, I've changed diapers, given baths, and even fed them. It's not that I was completely clueless about motherhood, and knowing that gave me a sense of comfort and control when dealing with this shocking situation.
So you were already prepared to handle such a situation even before it arose?
In a way, yes. My sister's experiences and my time spent with my nieces and nephews allowed me to gain some insight. But what really mattered was that I cared enough to notice something was off in our relationship.
So you were always on the lookout for something suspicious?
Well, when your behavior changed and became more secretive, it definitely raised some red flags for me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, and that led me to start to connect the dots.
I can't believe this! I thought I was being so careful!
Clearly, you underestimated both me and Sasha. You thought you could get away with it, but instead, you just exposed yourself to us.
I see now. I really messed up, didn't I?
Yes, you did, and now you have to deal with the consequences. This is not something I can easily forgive.
But we can still work through this, right? I mean, there's still a chance for us, isn't there?
You think it's that simple? After everything that's happened?
I want to try. I don't want to lose you.
It might be too late for that. You need to understand the weight of your actions and what they've done to our relationship.
I know, I messed up. Just please give me a chance to make things right.
Chance? I'll consider it, but it's going to take a lot of work on your part.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Let's see if you can actually follow through on that.
Hey, Sasha, what's the deal with you siding with my enemy?
Huh? What are you talking about, Ben? Just because we're family doesn't mean I'm going to support someone who cheated.
What? You've gone through a divorce because of infidelity yourself, and you ended up broke from paying alimony. After all that, you're gonna make your own brother suffer the same fate?
What are you saying? I'm the one who filed for alimony.
Wait, what?
The one who cheated was my ex-husband. He had an affair with a coworker while I was pregnant.
Wait, are you serious?
Did you think my divorce was because I cheated?
I thought that was the case.
Could you stop being so naive? Don't lump me in with that idiot who got caught cheating. I can't believe you would think that of me. Just so you know, I haven't even told you my current address as a precaution, considering the way you've been acting lately.
What do you mean, precaution? What are you afraid I'm gonna do?
I'm going to cut ties with you completely. That's my decision, and I don't feel the need to justify it to you.
Cut ties? Are you serious right now?
You really don't get it, do you? I'm not wasting my energy explaining the reasons to you. It's just too much of a hassle for me.
You think it's a hassle? What are you talking about? You're just gonna throw away our relationship like it means nothing?
You're such a loser. Honestly, I don't even want to think of you as my brother anymore. This message is where I say goodbye forever.
Sasha, wait!
Oh, by the way, one last thing. About my ex-husband's affair partner?
What's the point in telling me that now? You really think I care?
Well, you might find this interesting. It's actually Cassidy.
Huh? Cassidy? Are you serious? You've got to be kidding me.
And with that, I'm really saying goodbye.
What? You can't just drop something like that and leave.
Why not? It's not my problem anymore. I've had enough of this toxic situation, and I am finally taking control of my life. You should try it sometime.
Control of your life by cutting me off? That's your solution?
It's not just about you, Ben. This is about my mental health and well-being. I've been through enough without having to deal with your nonsense.
You think it's easy for me? I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Well, here's a hint. I am done trying to understand you. It's exhausting. I'm focusing on myself now.
So what? You just want to pretend I don't exist?
That's exactly what I'm doing. It's healthier for me. Ben was devastated when he found out that his sister's ex-husband had been two-timing her. Filled with anger and betrayal, he immediately stormed over to Cassidy's place, determined to confront her about her actions. He couldn't believe that someone he had trusted could stoop so low, especially after the pain his sister had already gone through. When Ben arrived at Cassidy's home, he was shocked to find her in a compromising position with another man. The sight of them together was like a punch to the gut. Not only was Cassidy cheating on his sister, but she was also flaunting it right in front of him. He felt his blood boil as he realized just how deeply she had betrayed not only his sister, but him as well. In a fit of rage, Ben confronted them. The confrontation escalated quickly, and before he knew it, things were spiraling out of control. Words turned into shouts, and shouts turned into a physical altercation. The neighbors heard the commotion and called the police. Within minutes, sirens blared and officers arrived on the scene to break up the chaos. Fortunately, the police managed to handle the situation without anyone getting seriously hurt. Ben received a stern warning about disturbing the peace, while Cassidy, feeling the heat of the situation, realized she was in over her head. The fact that her affairs had now turned into a police matter was a wake-up call for her. The reality of her actions hit hard, and she quickly began to feel the repercussions. Feeling threatened and scared, especially with her infidelity exposed, Cassidy decided to cut her losses. She faced the prospect of having to pay alimony in compensation to her former husband, which weighed heavily on her. To escape the mess she had created, Cassidy took out loans and borrowed money, ultimately fleeing her hometown. She left in a hurry, looking for a fresh start while leaving behind the wreckage of her life and the relationships she had broken. Now living in a bustling city, Cassidy found herself entangled in dubious work just to keep up her debt. It was said that she was working at a shady establishment, and although she managed to make ends meet, the pressure of her financial situation was constantly looming over her. The glamorous city life wasn't what it seemed, and she realized that escaping her past didn't mean her problems had disappeared. Instead, they had followed her like a shadow, and each day was a struggle to repay her debts while managing her new, precarious lifestyle. Back in his hometown, Ben's situation was equally dire. News of the debacle had spread like wildfire, and soon everyone at his workplace was gossiping about the incident. Whispers echoed in the hallways, and Ben could feel the eyes on him as he walked into the office. The embarrassment weighed heavily on him, and he found it difficult to focus on his work amidst the judgment from his colleagues. To make matters worse, his family had decided to sever ties with him. After witnessing the fallout from the drama, they held him accountable, believing he should have intervened in a more constructive manner. They felt he had made a scene rather than resolving things discreetly. As a result, Ben was ostracized, and the support he once relied on was stripped away. The sense of isolation crept in, and he felt lost without the guidance of his family. With his savings dwindling and his self-esteem at an all-time low, Ben took drastic measures to settle his debts. He used his meager savings to pay off his part of the alimony to Sasha, hoping to rid himself of any further obligations that tied him to the past. He was willing to sacrifice his financial stability to create a clean break, desperate to start anew. But the weight of his choices bore down on him, making it difficult to see a way forward. As time went on, rumors continued to swirl about Ben. Sightings of him in a dubious establishment in the city emerged, suggesting that he had turned to a life he had previously shunned. But those stories were largely exaggerated. The truth was that he had no choice but to adapt to his new circumstances, struggling to find a foothold in a rapidly changing world. The once promising future he had envisioned for himself now felt distant and unattainable. Although the divorce between Ben and Sasha was finalized, the emotional scars remained. He didn't have the luxury of forgetting everything that had transpired. He had lost not only his sister's trust, but also the connection he had with his family. Ben felt the weight of his actions and inactions pressing down on him, shaping a future he never wanted. In the end, he found himself at a crossroads. While he had attempted to make amends with his past and set new goals for himself, the shadow of his previous relationships loomed large. He was unsure of how to rebuild his life or where to begin. And then, one faithful day, Ben spotted Cassidy slipping into a shady establishment in the city. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. She was still in the same downward spiral, and he had somehow become intertwined in this chaos. But he knew that he had moved on from that life. He no longer had to be dragged back to the turmoil of betrayal and heartbreak. He had survived the storm, and while the scars may remain, he was determined to keep moving forward. As he watched Cassidy disappear into the establishment, he felt a mix of emotions: anger, pity, and a strange sense of closure. His divorce had been painful, but he was finally free of the chaos. He had learned valuable lessons about love, trust, and the importance of choosing the right people to have in his life. With that knowledge, he was ready to embrace whatever came next. In retrospect, Ben understood that his life was no longer defined by the mistakes of his past, but by how he chose to navigate the future. With the resolve to build and start fresh, he took a deep breath and stepped away from the shadows of his former life, ready to face a new dawn.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Sonia, did you finish packing for our trip? Mom said to make sure you do everything. She says not to forget anything as well. I'm so looking forward to this vacation. I took a 1-week leave from work just for this.
Oh, sorry, I'm not quite done packing yet.
What? You're still not finished? We're leaving tomorrow morning, you know. What are you even doing? You're just at home all day.
Sorry, but it looks like Maria has a fever today. I went to the doctor with her, which is why I didn't have time to pack.
Huh? A cold? Come on, seriously? What are you going to do if I catch the cold as well? I wouldn't be able to go on our vacation.
What? It can't be helped, Carlo. Even the doctor said that children suddenly get fevers often. The temperature has been changing really quickly recently as well, which is probably why she got a cold in the first place.
Those are just excuses. It's your fault as her mother that you didn't take care of her better. Jesus, you're a failure of a mother, Sonia. You let our child catch a cold when we're about to go on an onset vacation? Come on, Sonia, you need to do better.
Even if you tell me that now.
Can't you just do something about her cold until we leave tomorrow? We have medicine for cold, right?
But Maria is still only 3 months old, you know. We can't just make her drink a bunch of medicine. Even the doctor at the clinic said that we just have to wait until she recovers. The doctor says she should be fine in a few days.
A few days? But we're supposed to go on vacation starting tomorrow. We can't wait a few days. Jesus, what a useless doctor. Then what are we going to do tomorrow then? Maria can't just come with us or else she might spread the disease to the rest of us.
To be honest, I'd be thankful if we just delayed the trip. Clearly Maria can't come with us and someone has to stay behind to take care of her, so...
What?
I mean, we don't know if Maria is going to recover until tomorrow or not. And even if she does, who knows if she'll get a fever again while we're on vacation? It's just too risky.
Stop messing around. Why do we have to delay our vacation? Even my mother was looking forward to this for so long now. We can't just cancel the vacation on the day before we're supposed to leave just because Maria has a fever.
What do you mean, just because Maria has a fever? Personally, I think that this is nothing to joke about.
Fine. I don't care. Don't come to our vacation if you don't want to. Stay at home with Maria. I'll just go with my mom. You're happy with that, right?
But I'd be really glad if you stayed behind to help me with taking care of Maria, though. Also, I might get sick too, and it would be really bad if no one was around to help me if that happens.
Huh? There's no way I'm going to stay behind as well. I've been planning this vacation for months now. And who knows when I'll be able to take 1 week leave from work like this again. I'm going to go on this onsen vacation with my mom without you or not. Just stay at home and take care of Maria and do the housework or something like you always do. Jesus, to think that you would complain about the vacation I planned because of something as trivial as this.
Huh? What are you saying, Carlo? Is your vacation more important than Maria getting a fever?
I don't remember saying anything like that. You're such a hassle to deal with, Sonia. You always make it seem like a big deal when in reality it's nothing. I don't care anymore. I'm going to stay at my parents' house tonight. The stuff I'm going to be bringing to the trip is already at my parents' house anyway. So I'll do the packing myself. I'm not going to come home until you reflect on what you've done, Sonia.
Huh? What do you mean, reflect on what I've done? It's not like I purposefully made Maria catch a cold or something. Hold on, Carlo. I really need you to stay with us until Maria gets better. Hello, Sonia. I heard from Carlo about what happened. Not only have you not finished packing, but you're using your daughter's fever as an excuse, it seems? Seriously, you need to do better than this, Sonia, if you're going to be part of our family. Mother-in-law, but Maria's fever was so sudden, and I wasn't used to bringing her to the clinic, so stop making excuses! Jesus, you're just going to cause trouble for your husband just because your daughter got a fever? A real mother would do something about this before we left for our vacation. Seriously, Sonia, you're a terrible housewife. You let your child catch the cold and you cause trouble for your husband. You really are a failure of a wife and of a mother. Sorry. I wonder why Carlo ever married a woman like you in the first place. You couldn't even give us a boy that could inherit our property. What? I know you said that you wanted me to give birth to a boy, but it's not like I can choose what gender my child is going to be. Whatever. I was able to do it on my first try, wasn't I? Well, to be honest with you, I wanted to go on this vacation with only my family anyways. I guess it's perfect timing that your daughter got sick because now you won't be able to come. Make sure you reflect on your mistakes while you're at home taking care of Maria, all right? Bye then. Come home, Carlo. Come home right now. Please.
Huh? What's your problem? These notifications are annoying, you know. I'm driving right now, all right?
Maria has a really high fever. It's almost 40 degrees Celsius. I caught a cold from her as well and also have a fever now. I can't move my body well. What should I do? Please, come home and help us.
Seriously, Sonia? You're so selfish. All you think about is yourself. I already told you that I've been planning this vacation for months, and both me and my mother have been looking forward to it, haven't I? Could you think about how me and my mother feel, and not just about your precious baby once in a while?
Huh? But Maria's your child as well. You're her father, Carlo.
I know, I'm her fucking father. But what, do you want me to throw away my life now that I have a child or something? Maybe you're willing to do that, Sonia, but I'm not. Seriously, you could at least keep this shit to yourself, you know. Not only did you not do any preparation for our trip, but now you come up with these lies to try to get me to come back. I mean, why do you want to disturb our vacation like this so much? Is it because you don't want my mother to enjoy herself or something? I know you two don't get along, but please, Sonia. She's still my mother, and I'm not going to accept you disrespecting her like this. So, could you please stop throwing tantrums already? It was a waste of time stopping the car to reply to your texts.
What are you talking about? I'm not lying. I really do have a fever. And I know it's unfortunate that Maria and I had to get sick like this right before we were supposed to go on vacation, but there's really nothing we can do about it now. Please, Carlo. Maria keeps crying, but I myself can barely stand up.
Oh, stop being such a crybaby, Sonia. What do you mean you can barely stand up? I know you're just being overdramatic and you can stand up just fine. And even if you aren't lying, I'm not coming back. It's your job as the mother to take care of your daughter, all right? Even if you do actually have a fever, you're her mother, so you need to take care of her. I'm busy trying to make my mother happy, you know? I can't just think about you two all the time.
Huh? But you're her father, Carlo. It's your job as well to take care of Maria. Are you seriously going to prioritize your mother, who's completely healthy, over us, your sick wife and child?
I already told you that I had planned this vacation so that my mom could have some fun for a change. Stop acting like you two are the only family I have. To think that I was thinking of asking my father, who was going to join us later on, to bring you two with him if you apologized. I guess there's no need for that anymore, though. Don't bother our vacation any more than you already have. I'm going to block your account until you realize your mistakes.
Wait, Carlo! Hold on, I'm really at my limit here.
Hey, Sonia. It's been 3 days since I blocked you. Do you realize now what you did wrong? By the way, the atmosphere in the car on our way to the onsen was terrible because of you. I told Mom about what you said to me and her mood immediately turned sour. She kept complaining about you the way here, talking about how you were so selfish trying to get me to come home and cancel the vacation I had planned for her. Well, she did get in a better mood once we entered the onsen and ate some food and did some sightseeing, though. If you apologize from the bottom of your heart, then I'll consider forgiving you. Even if my mother says that she's willing to forgive you if you apologize. So, will you please stop with this tantrum of yours and apologize to us by video chat or something? If you do that, we'll bring you on our next vacation. Just make sure that next time you and Maria don't get sick on the day before departure. By the way, do you know where my dad is right now? He was supposed to have joined us already. I tried texting and calling him, but he wouldn't answer. Hey, Sonia? Are you even reading these texts? Seriously, this behavior is just too childish, even for you. That's what you have to say after ignoring them for 3 days? I'm impressed at how you can talk like that to your sick wife and child. You'll consider forgiving her? Who the fuck do you think you are? You really are an embarrassment of a man. No, you're an embarrassment of a human being, actually. Huh? What's with that tone of voice? I see you haven't repented even one bit. And to think that I was willing to forgive you after all the bullshit you gave me and Mom. Don't get all cocky on me, all right? Because we won't give you a second chance next time if you do. You're the one who's being cocky, Carlo. Sonia has nothing she needs to repent about. All she did was ask for your help when she really needed it. Sonia? Hold on. You're not Sonia. Who are you then? I'm your father. What? Dad? But why? Where is Sonia and why are you texting from her phone? I'm borrowing Sonia's smartphone right now. You see, she's not in a state to be able to talk to you right now. What? What do you mean she isn't in a state to be able to talk to me? Why not? What's going on? Why, you say? Carlo, do you seriously not realize what you've done? You've left your wife and child at home when they were both sick. Do you seriously think that nothing could have happened? What? But Sonia said it was just a common cold, and people get better from that in just a few days if they just rest, right? Yes, but in this case, a 3-month-old child was also sick. And Sonia was under extreme pressure from having to take care of her while being sick herself. She collapsed and is currently in the hospital. Your daughter, Maria, is in the hospital as well. What? They're in the hospital? But she said it was just a cold. I got a call from the hospital 3 days earlier. They said that Sonia and Maria were taken to the emergency room by an ambulance. According to the paramedics, Sonia collapsed from high fever combined with overwork, and Maria was in a similar state. Luckily, both of them are going to make full recoveries, but they're going to be staying in the hospital for a few days. You've got to be kidding, right? Hold on, which hospital were they taken to? I'm going to come meet them now. You won't be able to see them anymore, Carlo. Actually, I forbid you to even try seeing them from now on. I won't let you do them any more harm than you already have. What? But I'm her husband. You can't just forbid me from not seeing her anymore. Sorry, but I took a look at the conversations you two have been having by text. 3 days ago, they came to you for help since the two of them had really high fevers, Carlo. But not only did you ignore them and prioritize your vacation, but you insulted her and made it seem like she was the one at fault. Maybe you're her husband now, but who knows if that's going to last. Huh? What do you mean by that? Even if you do actually have a fever, you're her mother, so you need to take care of her. I'm busy trying to make my mother happy, you know. Who the fuck do you think you are? She's your wife, not your slave, Carlo. But you're Sonia's husband and Maria's father, aren't you? To think that you would ignore your sick wife and daughter to go on a trip with your mother. You're a disgrace to all fathers. No, all men. Who do you think you are treating your wife like that? That's somebody's daughter, you know. I'm pretty sure they didn't agree to her marrying you just so you could treat her like this. And your daughter Maria, too? Your wife risked her life to give birth to that baby, and this is how you treat her? I mean, judging by your texts, you didn't give a fuck as to what happened to her. But that's... I mean... Sonia said it was just a cold. There's nothing to be worried about, isn't it? I thought that she was just throwing a tantrum and over-exaggerating because we had a fight recently. Also, even if she really did have a fever, it's not like I could have done anything if I had returned. Sonia is a capable person as well, so I thought she would be able to handle things. What the fuck are you saying right now? Just because you didn't know what to do means it's okay for you to just abandon your wife and child? Couldn't you have at least brought her to a doctor or something? So you thought that she would be able to handle things because she's a capable person, huh? Have you forgotten that it's only been 3 months since she gave birth? There are probably still a lot of things that she hasn't even gotten used to yet, and she probably hasn't even fully recovered from giving birth yet as well. Not only that, but her parents live far away, so she can't rely on them. Who's going to be there for her if her own husband isn't? But someone who uses their own parents as an excuse to abandon their wife and child isn't being kind to their parents at all. You're a disgrace to me, Carlo. Your mother, who sided with you all this time, is a degenerate as well. I'm impressed she can just call Sonia a failure of a mother like that, when she herself is a piece of trash. You two are a disgrace to our family. Father, but I was really only trying to make Mom happy. You'd risk your wife and child's life just to make your mom happy? Honestly, you disgust me, Carlo. I've been suspicious about how you and Carmen were treating Sonia for a while now. I thought that you might not be treating her with enough respect. It looks like I should have said something earlier. Hold on, Father. Where's the hospital Sonia and Maria are at? Tell me. There's no way I'm going to tell you where they are. Sonia's parents came, and I let them take care of Sonia and Maria. I'm going to go where you two are right now. Hi, Sonia. It's been a week since we last talked, right? I heard that you were discharged from the hospital. I want to talk to you about something.
But isn't there something you want to say to me first?
I'm so sorry. I really am. My father came to our vacation destination after that, and he got extremely mad at the two of us. I'm so sorry about abandoning you two, even though I knew that you had a fever. I'm so sorry that you had to go to the hospital because of me too.
Is that so? Your father scolded you, didn't he?
Yes. He told me that now I'm married and have children. I should prioritize my wife and child above everything else. The things I said to you also can't be forgiven and are unacceptable as a human being. I understand that what he said was correct, and I regret everything I did to you. Father got mad at Mom as well for insulting you so much these past few months. She started crying when Father told her that he was going to divorce her.
And?
What? What I'm trying to tell you is that I regret my actions now that I know what I did was wrong. So could you please give me another chance? I promise I won't abandon you two ever again. You and Maria are going to be my #1 priority from now on. Please. You're at your parents' house now, right? I'll come and pick you up, so could you please come back to our house?
Nah, I think I want to get divorced.
What? Why? Why do we have to get divorced so soon? I promise to never do anything like that ever again, please!
You see, Carlo, I was thinking that if the first words you said to me weren't apologies or excuses, but something like, "How are you feeling?" or "How is Maria?" anything that showed you cared about how the two of us were doing, I would give you another chance.
What?
But you didn't even say anything like that, did you? It was so obvious that all you wanted was for me to forgive you so you could get off easily. At the end of the day, all you think about is yourself, Carlo.
No, that's not true. I really was worried about you two. I was practically going insane not being able to know if you two were all right.
But you didn't even come visit me once these past 3 days. You didn't even bother texting me until now.
To tell you the truth, I did actually want to go to the hospital immediately. But my father refused to tell me where you two were being hospitalized. Also, I didn't text you because I thought that you didn't want to be bothered by me while you were in the hospital. That's why I didn't text you until now when you got out of the hospital.
You should have come even against your father's wishes. You could have gotten on your knees and pleaded with him, or maybe find out where we were by some other way. Just idly waiting until we were discharged from the hospital? If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't be able to do something like that. Not only that, but you wanted to get away with apologizing only by text. It's not that you didn't even bother coming to see me yourself, but you didn't even bother even calling me. Just what do you think I am, Carlo? Some sort of child that you can just fool?
You've got this all wrong. That's not what I meant when I only texted you until now. There was a lot of things happening with me too, you know? So please, let's just talk things through one more time, face to face.
To be honest, I feel like talking to you is just going to be a huge waste of time. You see, I had a lot of time to think about what happened to me until now while I was in the hospital. Since the first day we were married, you've been insulting me from time to time. While I was pregnant, you always just laughed it off and ignored me when I said I was feeling sick in the morning. And when my water broke, I called you and you told me you were too busy since you were at a drinking party. I remember the first time you came to see me and the baby at the hospital, you were drunk as hell. After me and the baby were discharged from the hospital and went home, you still made me do all the housework on top of taking care of the baby. Even though I did all that, you and your mother would always talk about how incompetent of a wife and mother I was. This incident was the final spark necessary to set things in motion, but I was already thinking before that I couldn't put up living with you like this any longer. Don't bother trying to convince me otherwise, because I'm not going to change my mind. You're just going to waste your time.
Please, Sonia, don't say that. I was wrong about everything. I'll apologize as many times as you want me to. I'll help you with the housework and taking care of Maria from now on as well. I promise, I'll change.
No, Carlo. I'm sorry, but I think that that's impossible for someone like you. You won't be able to change for our sakes because all you think of is yourself. I mean, you seriously only thought about helping me with the housework and taking care of Maria until now?
Wait, you're making a mistake. I really will change.
I don't care anymore. I'm not willing to go through the same shit again because of you and your mother. If there's something you want to tell me, please contact my lawyer from now on. I left the divorce papers in your house as well, so sign it and turn them in as soon as possible, okay? After that, I blocked all of Carlo's social media accounts and sent him the name card of the lawyer my parents hired for me. Carlo frequently called my parents' home number and even came himself once, but Thankfully, my parents and my lawyer took care of all of that and turned him away immediately. Thanks to their help, I was able to get some proper rest. I wouldn't know what I would have done without them. After that, me and Carlo got divorced, and I barely had to see him throughout the whole process. I made him promise to pay us a sizable alimony on top of child support for Maria. Carlo opposed the alimony and cried about it until the end, but since I no longer had any love or pity for him, it was honestly just an unpleasant sight. Soon after that, Carlo's father also divorced Carlo's mom. It was a mess, and it was almost turned into a court matter, but thanks to the lawyer I introduced to my father-in-law, they were able to get divorced without any complications. After they got divorced, my former mother-in-law lost all of her former spirit and just stayed in her room at Carlo's house all day. It seems that her Alzheimer's is starting to set in as well, so it's probably going to be difficult for Carlo to take care of her. I, on the other hand, returned to my parents' house and am raising Maria with the help of my parents. My father-in-law also sometimes visits us, so he can see his granddaughter. He also helps out in any way he can as well. Apparently, he's going to help us even after I return to work. I'm truly thankful for everything he's done for me and my family until now. There are still a ton of things I need to do before my maternity leave ends, but I think I'll do my best for Maria's sake.
Hello. Is this phone number by any chance Henry's wife's number? You go by Sandy, right? Hello? Do you have any idea what's happened with Henry? As far as I'm aware, Henry went to a class reunion for one of his classes back in middle school, right? So he's gone back to his hometown for it. Well, I happen to be one of his longtime friends and was in the same class as him in middle school. You can call me Emily. It's a really cute name, right? Your name is Emily? Well, I guess it's cute. But to be honest with you, I know hundreds of Emilys, and I'm not really sure the name itself is that cute. What a buzzkill! So, Emily, when are you going to get on with telling me why you're wanting to talk with me right now? Huh? I'm going to assume that you are talking to me right now because you took my phone number from his phone and copied it into yours. I happen to know Henry pretty well, and I'm sure he wouldn't just be handing out my information to you and ask you to text me. So can you please just tell me why you want to talk? For some reason, I'm getting a bad vibe from you. Well, whatever. I'll tell you what I want from you right now then. And it's nothing that I really want from you, but rather what I want to tell you about me. I've gone and taken your husband home from the class reunion. Huh? What are you going on about? You have no idea. In other words, I'm having a little after party with him in this hotel room. That's all. Huh? Listen to this. At first, I was looking to take a completely different man away from that reunion to make my lover, you know? But that dick was with another old fart of a woman, and when I came over to talk to him, she began to bark in my face. Ugh. At that point, I was about to give up and thought me going to that reunion was going to be completely pointless. But as I was thinking that, I turned to see my old friend Henry. All that nasty skin he had on his face before, covered in all these little red pimples, had cleared right up and he was looking sexy. And as for those stupid little round glasses that he was wearing before, they'd been replaced by a stylish pair of brown J-bands. And his choice of clothing? Oh, perfect. Totally stylish. I knew this would be my only chance to see him, and so I made him my new target and started my hunt. And within a few hours, I had him in my grasp coming to this hotel with me. And during that time, did you know about the fact that Henry is married? I knew that, and I learned about it while bringing him to the hotel room. Actually, I've known about the fact that he's been married for a while now, as I still talk to his parents every so often. Anyway, I haven't seen Henry in over 7 years because he and I are just never around one another. And anytime I'm talking to his mom or dad, he's not in town. So you've done all of this while knowing he's married? I really wanted him to be with me, so I had no other choice. When I told him that he's my first love, he began to cry about how much he wanted to treat me nicely and hugged me as we walked to the hotel.
And why are you telling me all of this now? Knowing very well that I'm his wife and that I have been married to him for a while now.
You know why I'm telling you about this. There's only one thing I'd want, and that's for you and Henry to get a divorce. And then you can hand him over to me so that I can have him forever.
You want me to give him to you? You already stole him from me. How could I hand something over to you, or someone, when you've already gone and stole them from me?
I just told you, though. He's always loved me, and even though I told him he's my first love, he came out and said he had this huge crush on me back in school. In other words, that means he and I are meant for one another. And that also means that he's always been mine, so I didn't steal him from you. Now that we've run into one another again, and I'm with him now, I'd like you to give him back. So hurry up and get that divorce so I can have him.
I guess if he's always had that crush on you, then he was never mine to begin with. So I get what you're wanting to say here. Now, I never really knew about how he looked back in the day, but these days Henry is doing pretty good for himself. He happens to work for a very large company that is partners with other companies all over the globe. I'm sure you already knew about that, though, as well. And about how he's expected to be bringing in around $100,000 a year now with his job.
Well, of course, all of that only adds to how amazing he is. And that's why I'm in love with him. And he's in love with me because I'm cute and precious to him. No mistaking that. So that means he has no need for you anymore. As long as you go through with a divorce, then everything about him will come to me, and I can finally have my man. So hurry it up and get that divorce, please.
I'll give you an answer to that after I've had a conversation with Henry about all of this. He said he'd be coming home tomorrow, so I'll sit him down and have a talk with him. Please let him know that, since you're actually right there with him.
Will do. But I already know that Henry wants this divorce, so no matter what you try to do, he's going to leave.
Henry? Right about now you should be back home from your hometown, right? Where are you?
I'm at Emily's apartment.
Is that right? So it's true then? That you ended up running into your old friend from middle school that you always had a crush on and she took you to a hotel last night?
I'm sorry.
So I can take this as you saying you want to get a divorce then?
Yeah.
You have anything else to say to me? Anything at all?
Well, when it comes to you, Sandy, you really are an amazing woman. You say that you can do anything and everything on your own, and that's no lie. You really are able to do everything. So, for myself, well, you happen to support me with both my work and with my private life equally. I'm totally thankful that you've always been there for me helping out, and I want you to know that, but when it comes to the person who knows me best and knows how to please me the most, I'd have to say it's Emily. Also, when it came to her, she's always been in love with me ever since middle school. And she just confessed that to me yesterday at the class reunion.
I see. So the reason you and her ended up being in that hotel room yesterday and why you're over at her apartment now is because you both have liked each other since middle school?
So, I want you to know that whether it was back in middle school or even now, I've always been thinking about Emily, and have always wanted her to be my wife.
All right, I understand. But just because of that reasoning, I don't think we can get a divorce.
Why not?
Even if you and her ended up having a wonderful night with one another, this is a good example of you being unfaithful to me. So I can't just have this settled with a simple divorce. I'm going to make sure I have you and her pay your dues to me. Through settlements for this, and I'd like to tell both my parents about this, and yours.
Well, actually, I was planning on doing the same thing.
One other thing. Since the both of us are working for the same company in the same office, I'm going to have to report what's happened to us to my manager. And I think you should be doing the same then.
That's right.
I think that you should be prepared to have a lot of people giving you the side eye and things like that after they hear about what you've done.
I guess there's no helping any of that, is there? All right.
Now I'm going to get myself a lawyer and we will sit down and discuss what needs to be done and go through all the paperwork. Once I've had time to talk with my lawyer about all of this and about the money that I can get from both you and Emily, then I'll go ahead and contact you again. Along with that, I'll hand in the divorce paperwork to the courthouse.
All right.
Sandy, thank you so much for getting that divorce with Henry. And by the way, I only just found out about this a little bit ago, but you happen to be 6 years older than Henry, and you work in a higher position than him with that company?
That's right. I first met him when he joined the company as I was in charge of training him, and after some time we grew closer to one another and got married.
Well then, you're aware that he's in a much better place now being with someone like me rather than with some old fart like you. And as for yourself, now that you've been divorced by a younger man, that pretty much means that that's it for you, and you'll never be with another man again, right? But don't worry, I'll make sure that Henry is very happy with me and that you are kept up to date on that. Just make sure you don't get super jealous of us, all right?
I'm not going to mind you sending me a text about how you feel as though you've come out on top over me. But shouldn't you be a bit more concerned about what's been going on with him?
Huh? Oh, no way. Are you going to try and say to me that you know more about Henry than his longtime friend does? Well, I'm sorry, Sandy. I just got home from handing in our marriage papers to the courthouse with him, so this pretty much means game over for you.
You've barely even been around him recently, and you're already jumping to marriage? You both haven't seen one another for 7 years, and you thought it was all right to just marry him like that? Are you both going to be okay? I feel like you two should have at least taken a bit more time to get to know one another again.
Come on now. You're not going to ever get him back from me, so stop holding on to these feelings. Your time is up, you old fart. He's thrown you away for a much more cute and young girl, and he'd never turn around and go back to you.
Hello? What do you want now?
What the hell is going on here?
What do you mean by here?
I'm talking about Henry. What is all of this? Why the hell is this happening?
Can you explain what's going on there in a little more detail?
Why is he sleeping in so much? His alarm had gone off 4 times before he finally got up and started getting ready for work. And he didn't even bother to wash his face or shave. His hair is still a mess from the pillow, and he's just going to head to work like that? Also, why the hell is he farting so much all the dang time? And when it comes to his work clothes, he just takes them off and leaves them on the floor. Same thing goes for his dishes. He doesn't even bother to turn off the lights either when he leaves a room. And after using the bathroom, he doesn't flush the toilet. And what's worse than any of this? He doesn't even have a good sense of fashion. What the hell happened to the man I saw at the middle school reunion a while ago?
Oh no, this is all happening a lot quicker than I was expecting.
Huh? What do you mean?
He already had problems when in the house with me, never having manners that you'd think an adult his age should have. But at work, he tends to be just as bad, never wearing proper clothing for the job and always farting really loudly in his cubicle. I'm going to assume that he never took his clothing chart with him over to your place? Or that he isn't even bothering to look at it anymore now that he's with you?
His clothing chart?
It's this whole grid that tells him what shirts go with what pants and about what ties to wear and what jackets.
What? Was that all written down inside that sketchbook he had brought along with him to my place?
That's the one. I'm sure you already know about how much of a slob he is when it comes to his manners, since you've known him far longer than I have. But he's especially bad when it comes to his sense of fashion, and that's why we had a chart made up for him. I made this whole chart for him that would tell him what clothes to go with what and what days to wear that set on.
What? So then, that means that the man I saw at the reunion...
You always said it like he had done that by himself, but in reality, I was the one that got him dressed up like that and made him look more appealing.
What the hell?
You are more than welcome to use that chart with him to maintain a good look on him that otherwise he will never create by himself alone.
But I threw it away. Really? Anything that I thought had to do with you, I threw in the trash can outside. And that includes the clothing chart you made for him, along with some of the clothing I thought you bought for him. All right then, so you're saying that you no longer have any of the things that helped him look as good as he once did. Sandy, please, can you please get Henry back to the handsome-looking man he was before he came over to my apartment? Well, that happens to be your job now, since you are his wife and all. As you had told me before, you happen to know him way better than I do, having been around him since middle school, and so I'm sure you'd be far better at helping him out than I am. Right? Well, about that, can I at least have you buy him a few more sets of clothing and make up another clothing chart? That's not going to happen. Why not? I am not going to take care of the man who ran off with another girl who asked me to divorce him after. I'm no longer related to anything that has to do with him, but I know someone who is, and that's you, Emily. And another thing, 2 weeks ago I made the choice to transfer. Transfer? Recently I was promoted from department manager into a regional manager, and so I have a change of responsibilities now. So you were moved to a different location? Yep. I'm very thankful for that as well. Thankful for the divorce, I mean. Because I no longer had to be married to Henry, I was free to do as I pleased, which includes moving to another town. What? So because I'm no longer working in the same office building, I've moved out of that town and am about 2.5 hour drive away. And because I'm now a regional manager, I have even less time to worry about what's going on in the lives of two strangers. No way. The way Henry is right now, if he doesn't change, I'm not going to be happy. Well, if that's the case, then he might need his new wife to start working on some strategies that'll help him get back to the man she loved him as. Good luck with that. A few days after that, due to no longer having me around to support his bad habits, Henry started to have a lot of problems with HR at work due to his poor style and manners. And only a few days after he had been talked to by HR, he and Emily got a divorce. Apparently, the only way the divorce worked out was because Emily had to force him into signing the papers, after he had cried and cried about how he couldn't live without her. Due to the reality that the girl he had always loved since middle school turned her back on him and kicked him out of her life, only a little bit after getting married, Henry has gotten very depressed. And because of this, he never left his place and soon lost his job. When it comes to Emily, she wasn't working at the time she took Henry from me, and so after kicking him out, she no longer had the money to pay her rent, and ran back home to her parents looking for help. But they both told her to get out of their faces as they had disowned her not too long ago. She was last seen running away from her hometown for good, and ever since then, nobody has heard a thing about her.
Hey, Maria. Are you going to be working a night shift at that cleaning job of yours again today?
Yes, Lucio. If it's dinner you're worried about, then I put it in the fridge, so just put it in the oven if you want to eat.
That's not what I'm talking about. It's a problem that you're always working night shifts because it's simply unnatural for a wife to be doing such a thing. That cleaning company of yours you work at, surely there are also jobs during the day, right? Why don't you just stop working night shifts and switch to doing day job shifts instead?
Oh, why should I do that? You can earn more money working night shifts than by working day shifts since there's a bonus. I don't think this is the case, but you're not making fun of my job again, are you?
Well, I did just get scolded for doing that at our last family gathering. Our son Glauco getting mad at me was especially humiliating, which is why I don't intend on bringing it up again.
It's fine if that's the case, but I still can't get over how you told me that if you've got that time to clean for someone else, then clean the house, will you? I mean, I would if it made money, but it doesn't.
Yeah, whatever. I still don't think I like my wife cleaning for someone else. Actually, I don't care if they get mad at me anymore. I'll say whatever I want to say because I'm the husband and pillar of his family. I don't like how you're always working night shifts.
Huh? So now you're not just making fun of my job, but you're also making fun of night shifts as well? And what do you mean you're the pillar of this family, Lucio? Where did you even get that idea?
I'm the husband, and the husband is the pillar of the family. And I'm not making fun of you. This is a valid complaint. To think that our son Glauco is about to get married, yet there's still one person in the family who has a different schedule than everyone else. Seriously, do you know how annoying it is to see you go off to work every night just as I'm about to go to bed? Have you ever thought about what Glauco's new wife Nadia is going to think when she comes here and sees you doing night shifts every day? You're surely going to be looked down upon by Nadia if she finds out that her mother-in-law works night shifts as a cleaner.
No, Nadia isn't the kind of person who would judge others based on something so superficial. And what are you even talking about? I never heard that Nadia was going to be living with us.
Well, she is. Now you know, I guess.
But this is the first time anyone's told me this.
I mean, our son Glauco is our only child, and he still lives with us at our house. So it isn't only natural that his wife would come and live with us once they get married? Which means that you're going to have to live with your daughter-in-law. And I'm not going to have any of it if you two start fighting. Also, if you work night shifts, there's going to be a possibility that you're going to make Nadia do all the housework that needs to be done during the day.
Seriously? That's the main point of your argument? Why don't you and Glauco do the housework if you're so worried about Nadia having to do everything?
No! Housework is a woman's job. Jesus, Maria, do you have no common sense?
Huh? Wow. So that's how you're going to be. Seriously, you're the only person in this family who still thinks like that. This is 2023, Lucio, not the 60s. Besides, you don't even understand why I'm working night shift in the first place. Trying to argue with you makes my head hurt.
Huh? What are you talking about? I know it's 2024. Don't make fun of me.
My shift is about to begin, so I'll end the conversation here.
Hey, wait. I'm not done scolding you, Maria. Mother, is it true that you and Dad agreed to our marriage on a basis that we're going to be living with you?
Huh? Did your father tell you that?
Yeah, he did. You see, Father sent a letter to Nadia's house titled How to Be a Housewife. It's some sort of rule book he made for Nadia when she moves in here.
What? Seriously?
Sorry, Mom, but we don't intend on living with you guys, at least for the time being. I mean, I'm an only child. So me and Nadia agree that we'll probably have to move in with you guys at some point when you guys get older. But we're not ready to do that just yet, and we want some time for the two of us.
Don't believe what your father tells you. I never thought that you guys were going to be living with us anyways, because I heard about how you two got married and how you've already prepared a new house. Although your father should have heard about it as well. As usual, it seems to have flown completely over his head.
Maybe he forgot about it?
Yes, maybe he did. But knowing your father, it never went in his head in the first place. Please tell Nadia that your father is just causing trouble on his own, and at least I don't intend on making you guys move in with us. Tell her not to worry and that I'm sorry for my husband's actions. I'll do something about your father myself.
Understood. I'm counting on you then, Mother.
Hello, Lucio. There is something I want to talk to you about.
What is it?
It seems that you sent Glauco's wife a strange letter.
Oh, the one titled How to Be a Housewife, right? Those are my conditions that she has to agree to if she wants to live here.
What in the world do you think you're doing? Do you want to get in the way of your son's marriage or something? First of all, a title like that shouldn't be written by a grown man in his 50s. I was actually quite disturbed when I heard you wrote that. And second of all, Glauco and Nadia aren't going to be living with us. I already told you that they've already found a new house and that they're going to be moving there once they get married, right?
What? Of course they found a house they're going to be moving into once they get married. This house. And why in the world would I want to get in the way of my son's marriage? You're the one who's getting in the way of their marriage by working night shifts all the time. I'm telling you, this is going to cause problems between you and Nadia. At this rate, she's going to be one of those wives that looks down on their mother-in-law, and that's never any good.
I already told you that Nadia isn't the kind of person that would judge someone based on something that's superficial. Besides, when did we agree that Glauco and Nadia would be moving in with us after they got married? Because that's what you seem to be telling them.
I mean, it's obvious, so there's no need to say it, right? Of course they're going to be moving in with us. Oh, I get it now. Nadia's already started looking down on you. And this is your way of getting revenge and bullying her in return, isn't it?
Huh? Honestly, I'm impressed at your imagination, Lucio. If only you could use it for something a bit more useful. Who knows, you might make a good short story author or something.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Writing short stories isn't a proper profession, Maria. Anyways, if they move in with us, me and Glauco are going to find out about the tensions that you already have between you two. So you're trying to get them to not move in with us no matter what? This is why the quarrels between women are so hard to deal with.
What in the world are you talking about, Lucio?
I guess it can't be helped. You leave me no choice but to resort to my secret weapon. The daughter-in-law that starts looking down on her mother-in-law is a problem too, of course. But the start of all of this mess is you refusing to quit your night shifts. I don't want to deal with the two of you fighting in the house. So leave.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Yes. That also means I'm divorcing you. Don't consider this place your home anymore.
You're confusing me more and more, Lucio. You know that we're renting this apartment that we're currently living in, right? And of course, you also know who's the one paying for the rent, right? If you divorce me, then who's going to pay for the rent?
What? That's what you were worried about? I could pay 200 euros a month as well, you know.
Huh? 200 euros a month?
The rent for this apartment is 1,200 euros a month, right? Glauco pays 1,000 euros a month while you pay 200 euros a month, right? It won't make much of a difference whether I have to pay 200 euros a month or not, don't you think? Also, the housework isn't going to be a problem as well. Nadia is going to be moving in with us, so she'll take your place and do it for us when you're gone.
Wow, I just don't have any words anymore. I can't even bother to argue with you anymore since you seem to not understand a word I say. Fine, if you want to get divorced, then let's get divorced.
I see. All right. I'll get the divorce papers from the city hall. So could you pack your stuff while I'm doing that? So you can leave this house as soon as possible, you know? Mother? Dad said you two were going to get divorced.
Yeah, what he says is true this time. You see, I just couldn't find the motivation to argue with him anymore.
What happened?
Well, you see, he has a ton of misunderstandings, and he keeps deciding things on his own as if all that he says is true. He even said that he didn't tell me about you guys moving in with us since it's so obvious there was no need to tell me in the first place. Not only that, but he thinks me and Nadia are fighting now for some reason and says that it's my fault for not quitting my night shifts.
What?
Yeah, and you won't believe this, but he even thinks that the rent we have to pay for this house is 1,200 euros a month.
Huh? Where did he get that idea?
I know, right? He thinks that I pay 200 euros a month and that you pay 1,000 euros a month.
Huh?
Oh, and he even said that the housework isn't going to be a problem since once Nadia moves in, he's going to make her do it in my place.
Seriously?
There were a lot of other crazy things he told me, but I can't even bother to explain them to you anymore. I'll just send you and Nadia screenshots of the conversation we had by text later.
Looks like you had to put up with a lot, Mom.
That's an understatement, but thanks. You said that you and Nadia would be moving to your new house at the end of next month, right?
Yeah.
I plan on terminating the contract of our current house at the same time your dad and I get divorced. Sorry, but could you and Nadia move to this new house of yours a bit earlier than you had previously planned?
I understand. But still, I wonder what Dad intends on doing from now on. I mean, no matter what Dad says, the truth is that you pay for all the rent plus my living expenses. Without you, this family wouldn't be able to support itself financially.
I gave up trying to explain it to him. Not only does he not understand a word I say, even when I explain it to him very carefully, but he also acts as if he's the one who's right all of the time. I don't think a person like that will ever understand until they're faced with the reality.
Yep. You know Dad best after all. I think you should do whatever you think is best, Mother. Just know that me and Nadia are on your side.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to leave now. You're at that one-day job of yours now, right? I just turned in the divorce papers earlier, and I just got done packing right now, so I'm going to leave now.
Oh, finally. You know, I was actually starting to get a little impatient and thought of kicking you out by force.
Is that so? I mean, I had to find a new place to live and sign the necessary contracts as soon as my night shift ended, so it couldn't be helped.
Yeah, whatever. What about Nadia? When is she going to be moving in?
I don't know the details, but apparently she's going to be moving around the same time I leave.
Oh, so that means she's going to be here by tomorrow.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to be canceling the contract of this house, so no one's going to be moving in by tomorrow.
What? What do you mean you're canceling the contract?
I mean, I'm the legal owner of this house, and if I'm going to be leaving, then it's only natural that I cancel the contract, don't you think? I already explained this to you several times, didn't I?
Wait, hold on. If you really are the legal owner or something, then just let Glauco be the legal owner instead. Do the necessary paperwork with the landowners and make it happen.
That's impossible.
Come on, Maria. Do you understand what you're saying right now? The three of us are supposed to live in this house from now on. You can't just cancel the contract because of your selfishness. Is it all right with you if me and your son become homeless?
But I heard that Glauco and Nadia already found a new place to live. It looks like you have a lot of misunderstandings, but you do know that Glauco proposed to Nadia because he was relocated to another region at his job, right? They're going to be moving to near Glauco's new workplace once they get married. Which means that the 1,000 euros a month he was kind enough to give us for our living expenses until now will also be gone.
Huh? What do you mean 1,000 euros a month for living expenses? You mean that he pays 1,000 euros a month to the rent, right?
That's the next thing I wanted to tell you. I pay for all of the rent here.
What? You were paying 1,200 euros a month and not 200?
You've got that wrong as well. The rent is 2,000 euros a month, not 120 euros a month.
2,000 euros a month?
All of this is your fault, you know. The fact that me and Glauco have to step up like this.
Huh? What do you mean it's my fault?
The fact that your company went bankrupt 3 years ago can't be helped, and it wasn't your fault. But after that, you seem to have zero motivation to go out and find another job. All you did ever since then was work one-day jobs when you felt like it. You would earn 800 euros in a good month, but only 300 euros on bad months. We were only able to rent this house that cost 2,000 euros a month in the first place because both of us had proper jobs at the time. Then you lost your job, but for some reason you refused to move. Since you had no intention of finding a proper job again, the only choice we had was for me to work harder than before. Do you understand? That was the situation at the time, so I told the company about it and made a request asking them to let me work night shifts, which pay well. Even after all that, we were still only barely able to get by, which is why Glauco gave us 1,000 euros a month from his own salary. I was really thankful for his help, but I was also ashamed I had to rely on my own son since my husband was such a mess.
I didn't understand much of what you said, but does that mean I'm going to be living in this house on my own from now on?
No. Like I said, I'm canceling the contract on this house, so you need to leave by the end of next month. Unless, of course, you want to buy it for yourself, although Considering how much money you make a month, I think that's impossible.
So, all of you are just going to leave me? Why in the world did it come to this?
I can't bother to explain myself to you anymore, so why don't you think of why this happened yourself?
Tell me!
No, I'm done explaining things to you all the time, since it clearly has no effect.
So you're just going to ignore the demands of your husband? I'm the pillar of this family, and you have to do what I say.
But I just turned in our divorce papers to the city hall. You're not my husband anymore, Lucio. And you definitely weren't the pillar of this family, especially these last few years.
But...
Fine, I'll give you a hint as to what was the cause of all of this.
A hint? Tell me!
Delusional princess. Goodbye.
Huh? What do you mean, delusional princess? That hint is too hard to understand. Give me another one!
The first thought that came to me after I got divorced was, I should have done this sooner. I knew that once my son got married and left the house, we wouldn't be able to maintain our current lifestyle, as he wouldn't be able to give €1,000 a month to us anymore. I talked with Lucio about this and tried to convince him into moving into a cheaper apartment, but he seemed to like this house a lot and refused to move out. What happened next, you already know. After I canceled the contract, my husband now had nowhere to go and was also practically unemployed. It seems that even he understood that he was in trouble and that he had to do something. So he went to the job hunting center to find a job. It seems he found a job that came with housing, but apparently that personality of his still hasn't changed. He keeps saying these extremely delusional things that, at best, confuse everyone. And he even tries to get the younger employees who've been working there longer than him to do what he says. Because of this, no one wants to be anywhere near him, and so he spends his free time being alone and lonely.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Piper, I'm so sorry. I think I'll be able to get home in about an hour or two. Could you please look after Brandon just a little longer? Don't worry at all. Right now, Brandon just got out of the bath and fell asleep. There's no need to rush. It's dangerous if you hurry, so take your time. I'm really sorry every single time. You've even been picking him up from daycare and giving him a bath. I promise I'll do something to thank you next time. No, really, it's fine. Brandon goes to the same daycare as Maddie, so it's no trouble at all to pick up one more kid. Brandon's such a well-behaved and polite boy, you don't need to feel bad about it. I still feel so guilty. Honestly, don't worry. I work from home, so I've got a little extra flexibility. You've got it tough, though, working so late like this. And your husband is on a work assignment abroad right now, right? Yes, exactly. Richard won't be back for another 3 months. And then at work, there's this sudden vacancy in the big project we're running. On top of my usual duties, I have to cover for that, too. It's been so hectic, working late like this every day. Sounds like being a specialist at a big company is really tough. I get that you're busy, but make sure you take care of yourself, okay? Between work and taking care of Brandon, it must be exhausting, but you need to rest, too. If you need help with Brandon, I'm always happy to watch him. Thank you so much. I really feel terrible for imposing on you like this. But I really think that once I get through this busy time, things will settle down. Please continue looking after Brandon until then. Of course. And be careful when you're coming home. Thanks. I should get back to work now. All right, take care. Hey, Arnold, I need to talk to you about something. Is this a good time?
Sure, I'm not busy at the moment. What's on your mind, Piper?
I just got a message from Mandy, and she's asking if we can take care of Brandon for 5 days starting the day after tomorrow. She needs us to take him in for a while, and that means he'll be staying over. I'm totally fine with it, but are you okay with that? I mean, it's a big responsibility, and I don't want to put too much on your plate.
Wait, Brandon's staying over for 5 whole days? Why? What happened this time?
It seems that there's some kind of issue at one of her company's branches in a different city, and they've asked her to go handle it. So now she has to go on a business trip starting the day after tomorrow, and she has no one else to watch Brandon.
Oh, that sounds rough for Mandy. She really has a lot going on lately, huh? But yeah, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it too. I think Maddie'll love it. She and Brandon are pretty close, and it'll be fun for her to have him around for a few days.
Yeah, Maddie and Brandon are such good friends, but you know, Maddie's husband, Richard, is still away on his overseas assignment, so she's handling everything on her own. She really needs all the help she can get right now, especially with Brandon.
That's tough. Richard's away for work, right? How long is he gone for again?
He's not coming back for another 3 months. It's been hard for Mandy. Plus, her company's dealing with this unexpected crisis at the regional office, so she's been swamped. It's just been one thing after another for her. Every day she's been juggling her normal work duties, and now this extra load from the branch office. I really feel for her.
Wow, that sounds intense. I don't know how she manages it all. Corporate jobs can be really demanding, and adding in a child to that mix, I can't even imagine. But yeah, if she needs us to help out, then of course we will. Brandon's a great kid, and I don't mind having him stay here for a while. Don't stress about it.
You're the best, Arnold. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I know that taking care of Maddie and Brandon together can be a lot, especially with everything else going on in our lives. I hate to keep burdening you with my sister's problems, but I just don't know what else to do. Ever since our parents passed away, I feel like I've been relying on you so much. I'm really sorry to always ask you for help.
Piper, don't be silly. We're a team, remember? There's no need for you to apologize. When families are in trouble, we help each other out. It's as simple as that. I'm happy to do it, and honestly, it's no trouble at all. Besides, Brandon is really well behaved, and Maddie loves having him around. It's really no big deal. I just want to do what I can to help out.
You're amazing, Arnold. I really don't know what I'd do without you. You're always so supportive, no matter what. I'm really lucky to have you in my life.
Hey, I'm the lucky one. Seriously, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world to have you by my side.
Oh, come on, don't be so dramatic. You always know how to make me laugh.
I'm not being dramatic, I mean it. You're incredible, Piper. You do so much for our family. Between taking care of the kids, managing the house, and even dealing with my family, you're a rock star. Everyone in my family always says how lucky I am to have you. And honestly, I don't know how I could ever thank you enough for everything you do.
You're making me blush. But really, you don't have to thank me. I'm just doing what anyone would do in my shoes. We're in this together, after all.
Well, I think I should still do something special to show my appreciation. Our 10th wedding anniversary's coming up, isn't it? How about we plan a nice trip to celebrate? We could go somewhere special with Maddie, maybe even overseas. Or I could get you that diamond ring you've always wanted. What do you say?
Whoa, hold on. That's a little too much. A trip abroad or a diamond ring? I think we need to be a bit more realistic, especially considering we're still paying off the mortgage on our new house. Let's not go overboard here.
Ah, right, the mortgage. Okay, maybe we'll save the big trip for another time.
Exactly. For now, how about we just do something a little more low-key? For our 10th anniversary, we could go out to a nice restaurant as a family, and that would be more than enough for me. Honestly, I'd be perfectly happy with that.
That sounds like a great idea. We'll definitely do that. But I'm serious, Piper. One day, I'm gonna make that trip happen. I'll get you that diamond ring, too. You deserve the world, and I'll never stop trying to give it to you.
You're too sweet, but seriously, let's take things one step at a time. We'll have plenty of time for all those big plans later. Right now, let's just focus on what's in front of us.
You're right. I'll get back to work now, but I'll try to come home early tonight so we can spend some time together. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. Be careful at work, and I'll see you when you get home.
Piper, I'm sorry to bother you so late at night. It's Richard.
Oh, long time no see, Richard. It's been a while. Yes, the last time was at my father's 3rd memorial service, wasn't it? How have you been?
I've been fine, thank you. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to visit more often. Work's been keeping me busy, so I haven't had the chance.
Oh, no, there's no need to apologize. You're always flying all over for work. I'm sure it's hard for you to find time.
Thank you, but sorry to get straight to the point, but Do you happen to know where my wife and son are?
Huh? What do you mean? What's going on?
Well, I've been on a work assignment for a while now, but things wrapped up earlier than expected, so I managed to come home today. But when I got back, the house was completely dark. Mandy and Brandon were nowhere to be found. At first, I thought they might be asleep, but when I checked the bedroom, no one was there. I've been trying to reach them, but haven't had any luck. Do you have any idea where they might be?
Oh my goodness. Mandy didn't tell you? That's so strange. Oh, maybe she's just been so busy she forgot to mention it. But don't worry, Brandon is fine. He's staying at my place right now. He came over yesterday and he's been here since.
Really? Oh, thank God. I was getting worried they might have gotten caught up in something bad. I can't thank you enough for looking after him.
Oh, no, it's nothing. It's not a big deal at all. Mandy will be back in about 3 more days, so it's just for a little while longer. She told me she had to go on a business trip. It must be tough for her, too. Short-term trips like that can be a real hassle.
Wait, what? A business trip? Mandy's on a business trip? What do you mean?
Well, yeah. She said there was some trouble at one of the subsidiary branches, and she needed to go out of town for a few days to deal with it. That's what she told me.
A subsidiary? I don't understand. Are you saying Mandy's company has a subsidiary?
Yes, is that not right? Wait, have I said something strange?
It's just, I've never heard anything about Mandy's company having any subsidiaries. I don't think that's the case.
That can't be right. Mandy works for that well-known company with the office near the main terminal station, right? It makes sense that they'd have subsidiaries here and there, doesn't it?
No, actually. Mandy works at a small architectural firm off the side street, the one with just around 20 employees or so. She's been working as a secretary there, as far as I know. Her pay stubs have the company name on them, and I've never heard anything about her changing jobs.
Wait, hold on a minute. What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. Mandy told me that she's been dealing with a staffing shortage at work, which is why she's been working late every day, coming home late and needing me to pick up Brandon from daycare. I've been looking after him in the evenings until she finishes work.
No, that doesn't sound right at all. Mandy's company is really good about work-life balance. As far as I know, she's always been able to leave on time. When I was living at home, she never stayed late at the office, not even once. And as for this so-called business trip, I have no idea what you're talking about. The company is way too small for that kind of thing. They don't even have any subsidiaries. And besides, why would a secretary be sent on a business trip? Ugh, it doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of her going on a trip for work. Why would a secretary need to go to another location?
What? So you're telling me that everything Mandy has been saying is a lie? All the overtime she's been working, was that all made up? What has she been doing all this time, leaving Brandon with me and going God knows where every night? If the business trip is a lie, then where the hell is she right now? I even saw her off at the station with Brandon.
Piper, please calm down. Let me look into this. I'm really sorry about all of this. I don't mean to put more on you, but could you continue watching Brandon for a bit longer? I know it's a lot to ask, but...
No, it's okay. Like I said, I was already planning to have him for 5 days, so it's no trouble at all.
Thank you so much. I'm really sorry about all of this. I'll figure out what's going on. I just need a little more time.
I understand. I'll keep an eye on Brandon. Please, let me know as soon as you hear anything.
Thank you. I'll be in touch soon. And again, I'm sorry for all of this.
What on earth are you doing? Excuse me? What do you mean? Why did you go and tell my husband everything? He was waiting for me at the train station. You completely spilled the beans, didn't you? He saw me with my boss. Oh, this is just the worst. Hold on a minute. Who's really at fault here? Richard told me everything. You've been lying about working late and going on business trips while you were actually having an affair with your boss, haven't you? And that so-called business trip was just a cover for your little romantic getaway, wasn't it? When Richard called your office, they told him you took 5 days off for vacation. What on earth is going on? This is all your fault. Why Why did you tell him? How are you going to fix this? Richard has told me he wants a divorce, and Brandon? He took Brandon and went to his parents' place. Why did you just hand over my son to Richard without telling me? You've ruined everything. Aren't you supposed to be on my side? How could you betray me like that? Betrayal? Really? You're calling me the betrayer here? You're the one who lied to me this whole time. While I was watching over Brandon and comforting him when he cried because he missed you, while I was cooking extra meals for you and storing them in containers so you'd have something when you got home, you were out having fun with another man. Do you remember when you texted me saying you'd be home in an hour or two? I told you not to rush and to be safe, but deep down were you thinking, great, I can sneak in 2 more hours of fun with my boss? I trusted you, and my family opened our home to Brandon because I believed you were overworked and struggling as a mother. I wanted to help you, thinking we were in this together, but all of it, your work, your late nights, your trips, they were all lies. And now you've dragged us into your mess. No way am I okay with this. It was just a little lie. I needed a break, okay? I've been exhausted, and it's not like I didn't show my appreciation. I thanked you for taking care of Brandon, didn't I? I didn't cause you any problems. You don't think this situation is a massive problem? Look at what's happening now. You've caused nothing but chaos. I'm done. You can figure this out on your own from here. I am not helping you out anymore. And don't ever ask me for anything again. I want nothing to do with this. Wait, you can't just walk away like that. You have to take responsibility for this. Responsibility? For what? I have nothing to do with this mess. Of course you do. If you hadn't blabbed to Richard, he never would have found out. Now, I might get fired from my job, but Richard's threatening divorce. I'm about to lose my house, and I might even lose custody of Brandon. Don't you get it? This is all because of you. You owe me. You need to pay me compensation, $1 million at least. What? Are you out of your mind? Do you even hear yourself? I'm serious. This is all your fault. You either pay me $1 million or hand over your house. I'll move in and you can get out. Better yet, sell the house and give me the money as compensation. You have completely lost it. Do you even hear yourself? The only person responsible for this disaster is you. You're the one who lied, cheated, and got caught. None of this would have happened if you hadn't stuck your nose where it didn't belong. Everyone could have stayed happy, but no. Because of you, my life is falling apart. Your house is on the land where my parents' home used to be, so I have just as much right to it as you do. This is ridiculous. Yes, the house is on the land that used to belong to your family. But when your parents passed, they split their estate between you and Arnold. He got the land and you got the cash. The land is in Arnold's name now. You have no right to claim it. Instead of pointing fingers at me, you should be figuring out how to clean up your own mess. You're on your own. I am done with you. What the hell? I only approved your marriage to my brother because I thought you'd be easy to control. Someone who would just keep her mouth shut, you ungrateful snake. Say whatever you want, just don't contact me ever again. You're on your own now. I can't believe this. You're just going to abandon me after everything? Abandon you? You're the one who abandoned all of us. You had your own family, your own son, and you chose to betray them all. Do you know what you've done? But you don't understand. I was desperate. I needed someone to talk to, someone who would understand me. You could have come to me. We could have worked through it together, but instead, you chose to lie and cheat. This isn't just about you, it's about all of us. I didn't think it would go this far. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could keep it a secret. And look where that got you. Look at the mess you've made. You've hurt everyone around you. I know, but please just help me one last time. Let's figure this out together. Why should I? You've already shown me your true colors. You're only thinking about yourself right now. What about Brandon? What about Richard? What about the trust we had? I never wanted to hurt anyone. I just wanted to feel alive again. I felt trapped in my life, and I thought I could escape it just for a moment. Escaping doesn't mean destroying everyone else's lives. You didn't think about the consequences of your actions, did you? No, I didn't. I was too caught up in my own feelings to think about anyone else. Well, now it's time to face reality. Your actions have consequences, and you need to deal with them on your own. But it's so hard. I can't do this alone. I thought I could count on you. You can't just keep running to me every time you mess up. You need to learn to stand on your own 2 feet, to take responsibility for what you've done. It's time to grow up, Mandy. I get that, but I'm too scared. I don't know what to do. I feel lost. We all feel lost sometimes, but that's part of growing up. You need to figure out what you want and how to make things right. You really think I can? You really think I can fix this? It's possible, but it won't be easy. You'll have to work hard to regain trust, and that starts with being honest with yourself and everyone around you. I know, I messed up. I never meant for it to turn into this. Well, it has, and now it's time to own up to it. No more lies, no more hiding. If you want to change, you need to face the truth. I understand. I'll try my best, I promise. That's the first step. Now go and figure out what you need to do next. I won't be here to clean up your mess anymore. I get it, I really do. Thanks for at least listening. Just don't let this happen again. We all deserve better than what you've given us. Take this chance to grow and be a better person for your sake and Brandon's. I will, I promise. I'll do everything I can to make it right. I'm so sorry, Piper. Sorry doesn't cut it anymore. Show us you mean it. That's all we can ask for now. Thank you for being honest with me, even when it hurt. I need that.
Hey, Piper, I just wanted to talk to you about something important. I just met with Mandy earlier today, at a nearby family restaurant.
Oh, really? What did she say? How's she doing?
Well, it seems like things are taking a turn for the worse. Mandy is facing divorce. Richard sent me a message, and he mentioned that they need to sort things out legally. He said they're going to involve lawyers to discuss alimony and child support.
Wow, that sounds serious. But honestly, Richard is within his rights to seek alimony and child support, especially if things have reached that point. I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, I get that. But here's the thing. It turns out that Mandy's affair was with the son of the president of KO's company. And apparently he went to Richard to apologize for everything that happened. They even reached some kind of settlement where he paid Richard alimony, but it looks like Mandy is going to lose her job because of all this.
So she's really going to get fired? That's quite a fall from grace. What about the job? Did she tell you anything else about it?
From what I understand, she told her company that she was single and divorced, which was a total lie. And to make matters worse, she's been receiving some sort of benefits for single mothers, so now the company might actually sue her for that.
Seriously? She lied to the company about being single? I can't believe it. What was she planning to do when Richard found out? It's like she didn't even think ahead about the consequences of her actions.
Exactly. And on top of all this, she's about to be kicked out of her current place. This apartment has been Richard's since his bachelor days, and it sounds like they're telling her she has to move out by this weekend. She was in tears, saying she hardly has any money left and that her belongings are almost gone.
Well, honestly, she brought this on herself. She's been lying and cheating, and now that everything is falling apart, she's shocked. If anyone should be upset, it's the people she deceived and manipulated.
I know, but still, I can't help but feel a bit sorry for her. She's clearly in a tough spot right now. You remember that time when she mentioned wanting our house, right? She sent you that message asking if she could see it. I was thinking maybe we could help her out for a little while until she gets back on her feet.
What? Are you serious? How does that make any sense? You want to give her our brand new house? The one we spent 4 years building together? Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not saying we should just give it to her, but think about it. We have expenses, bills, alimony, child support, and everything else. It might be good to help her get back on her feet quickly.
Absolutely not. I won't allow her anywhere near our home. There's no way I'm letting someone who's cheated and lied to us move in. I don't want her filthy presence in this house, not even for a second.
Filthy? Come on, that's my sister you're talking about.
And the fact remains that she cheated. She deceived everyone, and she's been nothing but a horrible person throughout all of this. She has the audacity to lie and manipulate people for her own gain. After everything she's done, I refuse to have her in our home.
Look, I get that she's made some terrible choices, but does that mean we should just turn our backs on her? You're saying that because of her mistakes we should ignore her plight? She's still my sister.
What she did doesn't change anything. She's a terrible person, and I want nothing to do with her. I don't even want her to set foot in this house. I've had enough.
But this house isn't just yours, Piper. I own it too. You can't just dismiss my opinions and feelings like that. It's not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair? I have every right to be concerned about who comes into our home. How can you expect me to be okay with that?
I'm not saying you should be okay with everything, but you can't just dismiss me like that. This house belongs to both of us, and I have a say too.
A say? Seriously? You want me to accept a liar and a cheat into our lives? You want me to overlook what she did just because she's your sister? That's insane.
You're being unreasonable. Just because she made mistakes doesn't mean we should abandon her. I'm just trying to help her out a little. Is that so wrong?
Helping her? You mean enabling her? She'll just take advantage of the situation, leech off us, and use our kindness against us. I know her type. It's just a matter of time before she manipulates you into paying for everything.
That's not fair. You're making assumptions without knowing anything. I will take responsibility and help her find a job. I will ensure she gets back on her feet.
You really think that she'll just magically change? She'll use this as an opportunity to turn everything around for her benefit. She'll lie to you and you'll fall for it again. I can't believe you can't see this.
You're exaggerating. I'll keep a close eye on her and I'll make sure she doesn't take advantage of the situation. I just want to give her a chance to redeem herself.
A chance? You want to give her a chance to ruin our lives further? You don't understand how manipulative she can be. I won't let her near our home. Not now, not ever.
So you'd rather turn your back on family? What kind of person does that?
I am protecting my family. I have to look out for our children and our home. I'm not going to let some deceitful woman come in and disrupt everything we've built. I refuse to share our lives with someone like her.
Well, what do you propose? Just leave her out in the cold to suffer? That's not right either.
Maybe she should suffer. She made her choices and now she has to face the consequences. I am not about to sacrifice our peace of mind because of her reckless decisions.
You know what? You're being incredibly selfish right now. It's easy for you to sit here and judge her when you're not the one in her shoes.
Understand? I do understand. I understand that you're willing to risk everything we've built for someone who's betrayed us. It's infuriating.
It's not about risking everything. I just think we should consider how tough this is for her right now. She's going through a lot and she needs some support.
Support? You mean enabling her? She'll just take advantage of our kindness. We can't do this.
So what do you want to do? Just abandon her completely? That's not a solution.
I want to protect our home and our family. It's my priority. I can't allow her to disrupt everything we've worked for.
So what's your solution then? Just shut the door in her face? Let her fend for herself after everything?
Maybe that's what she needs to learn. She needs to face the consequences of her actions. I am not responsible for her mistakes.
You know, this is really frustrating. It's like you can't even see beyond your own anger and bitterness. There's more at stake here than just your feelings.
What do you mean by that? I'm trying to protect our family, which is the most important thing here.
And what about family? What about the bond we're supposed to have? It's not just about you and me, it's about supporting each other, even when things get tough.
Supporting someone who's been deceitful? I can't wrap my head around that. It's completely against everything I believe in.
You know what? Maybe you're being too rigid. Life is messy and people make mistakes. We can't just cut people out when they stumble. Sometimes they need a lifeline to help them find their way back.
A lifeline? You mean allowing her to come into our lives and disrupt everything we've built? That's not a lifeline. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
You don't know that. You're jumping to conclusions based on your anger. What if she really is trying to change? What if she's genuinely remorseful?
Remorseful? I'll believe it when I see it. You're putting your faith in her while she's proven time and time again that she can't be trusted.
So you're just gonna keep holding on to this grudge? You can't let it go and give her a chance?
A chance to ruin our lives? No thanks. I am not playing that game.
Fine. If that's how you feel, then I guess I have no choice. But just know that you're turning your back on family when you could be helping her. That's on you.
I can live with that. I'm not about to sacrifice my peace of mind for someone who has made it clear she can't be trusted.
Just remember, if she ends up in a bad place, it'll be because of your decision. I hope you can live with that.
I can live with that. I have no regrets about protecting my family.
I can't believe you're being this cold-hearted.
And I can't believe you'd be so naive. You want to just give her everything without thinking of the consequences. I am done with this conversation.
You're shutting me out completely, aren't you? You've made up your mind and you won't even consider what I'm saying.
Because you're not making any sense. You want to invite chaos into our lives, and I won't stand for it.
So this is it then? You're drawing a line in the sand? I thought we were in this together, but now it feels like you're shutting me out over this.
It's not about shutting you out. It's about protecting what we've built together. I will not allow someone who's been so deceitful into our lives.
You keep saying that, but it's not about her anymore. It's about us and the choices we make together as a family.
A family? You mean the family that includes a liar? That is not a family I want to be a part of.
You're only seeing one side of this. It's not just black and white. There are shades of gray, and you're missing them completely.
Shades of gray? What about the blatant lies? Do you think that's acceptable?
No, but life is complicated. Just because someone makes mistakes doesn't mean they don't deserve a second chance.
A second chance? You mean to drag us down with her? I can't risk that.
Well, maybe I don't want to live in a world where we just abandon people because they make mistakes.
And I don't want to live in a world where we just accept deceit and betrayal.
So what's next then? Just keep ignoring the problem? Keep pretending everything is fine?
I'm not pretending anything. I am doing what's best for our family. And if that means saying no to her, then so be it. Piper, have you calmed down a bit yet? Isn't it time to stop being so stubborn? I mean, it's not like you're in a position to play hardball anymore, right? I hear it's tough being all alone without Arnold around. You know, I heard Arnold is furious and hasn't been contributing to the household expenses at all. What a situation that must be. Oh, by the way, I had a hotel dinner courtesy of Arnold today. But I guess that's not really relevant to our current conversation, is it? Honestly, managing a house on your own while juggling both work and raising children must be incredibly hard. Have you thought about what you'll do if Arnold doesn't come back? Can you really keep this house without him? I mean, you're all alone with the kids. That sounds impossible, right? It's kind of ridiculous how you're stubbornly holding on to this when all you have to do is let me stay over for a bit. Why suffer like this when you could make things easier on yourself? I'm not even asking for the house outright. I'm just asking for a little space to stay. If you could do that, everything would smooth over, right? I can let you stay in this house. Huh? Wow, I didn't expect to get a response that quickly. I thought you'd just ignore me again. Are you serious about letting me stay? Have you finally decided to give in? Yeah, I've thought about a lot of things and given up on a lot too. I'm okay with it now. I'll give you this house. Wait, what? Really? You're not just saying that, are you? You're actually going to give me the house? Yeah, I'll even change the ownership to your name. I'll take care of all the necessary paperwork, so all you have to do is sign it. No way. Are you serious? This is amazing. Honestly, I never thought I'd actually get a house from you. It feels surreal to be in this position. Oh, I can't believe you'd hand over the house to me. You're so generous. This is incredible. I'll have everything prepared by the end of the week. Can you meet me at the family restaurant with your brother this weekend? Absolutely, I'll be there. I'm so excited that the house is going to be mine. Piper, when I move in, are you going to say, "Thanks for having me" to me? That would be so funny. I can't wait for the weekend. You know, it really surprises me how this conversation has shifted. Just a moment ago, it seemed like you were adamant about not sharing your space. It's like, with a little bit of negotiation, everything can change, right? It just goes to show how sometimes being a little flexible can lead to unexpected situations. And honestly, you must be feeling a lot of pressure with everything going on with Arnold. I mean, living in a house alone with children while managing your work must feel overwhelming. It's good that you're considering options now instead of staying stuck in a hard place. I know it's hard to think about sharing your space with someone after everything that's happened, but maybe this could be a win-win situation. I mean, I could help take some of that burden off your shoulders. We could have a sort of arrangement where I help out around the house and contribute however I can. It could ease your stress and make things a lot more manageable for you while allowing me to have a roof over my head. Plus, think about the kids. They could really benefit from having another adult around. It might even lighten your load and provide them with some extra support. I know this must seem like a big step, but it could actually be a really positive change for all of us. So when we meet this weekend, we can go over all the details. I'm really looking forward to making this happen. Just imagine this house will not only be a home for me, but it could also become a space where you can find some peace of mind.
What do you mean by a bill? And what's with this amount? $130,000? Hey, where are you right now, Piper?
Where am I? You're asking me that now? I've been living away from home with Maddie for the past 2 months. Oh, but you don't care about me or Maddie at all, do you? You probably had so much fun that you forgot you even had a wife and child. Living with your beloved little sister, and the only time you send a message is when you're sending a bill? How ridiculous. I'm honestly at a loss for words, completely flabbergasted by how self-centered you've become.
No, I didn't mean to ignore you. I thought you were busy with all the paperwork at home, so I didn't reach out. But what's this bill about? You didn't go and waste money on something ridiculous, did you?
Why do you always think that? Did you even read the details? You're probably like you always are, not bothering to read the fine print. First, there was that document about the ownership of the house you're living in now. We agreed to make it a joint ownership between us, but you changed it to Mandy's name.
Oh, right. That was the stuff we signed at the family restaurant, right?
Exactly. You see, I sold my share, my portion of the house, so now I'm billing you for my down payment. I thought we were a team, but I guess I was mistaken.
Wait, what? I thought we just changed the name. You sold it? Isn't that just a name change?
No, we made a sales contract. We made that house officially just yours and your brother's. All the loan payments are now going to be your responsibility. It was all in the document you signed the other day, remember? But I guess you signed it without even reading it. You've done that before, haven't you?
Wait, seriously? But even if it's just the down payment, $130,000 is way too much, don't you think? We didn't put down that much.
Actually, the down payment is about half of that amount. You have to realize that the housing market has changed a lot over the years, and it affects everything.
Exactly!
The other half comes from the debt you accumulated 9 years ago, which I had to use my savings from my single days to pay off. And the money from my parents when I was getting divorced, I'm going to need all that back. It's a lot to digest, I know, but this is the reality we face now.
Wait a second, divorce? You're saying divorce?
Why wouldn't I be getting a divorce? Back when you took out that debt without my permission, my parents were already advising me to get divorced. I thought about it then, but I still loved you. I thought we could get through it together, you know? I even convinced my parents to lend us money. But you betrayed me. You defended that woman who deceived me and cheated on me. You didn't even listen to my opinions. You just lashed out and abandoned everything, pampering that woman instead, and let a plague come into our new home. I've run out of love for you.
No! Wait, Piper! I know I was completely wrong about the debt. I'm thankful for your parents lending us money and for you not abandoning me back then. But I just wanted to help. We don't have any parents or relatives left, no one we can rely on. Mandy did something unforgivable, I admit that, but I only wanted to help her make amends. I was planning to help her become independent. I thought that was what we needed to do to survive this mess.
So tell me, how many times has she gone to the employment office by today? How many times has she even tried to find a job?
I'm not sure. Maybe,
How many times? How many job interviews has she been to? Has she even found a part-time job? I assume Richard has filed for divorce, but has she even gone to apologize to his family? It's unacceptable that she's been so neglectful and hasn't taken her responsibilities seriously.
Well, she's still not in a good mental state.
There you go. Right when she should be reflecting on her mistakes after the affair was resolved, she's sending messages boasting about going out and being treated to meals, and she hasn't once apologized to Richard's family. And you, instead of scolding her, are coddling her and throwing money at her. This is how you think she'll become independent? It's laughable, absolutely laughable.
I swear I'll change. I'll make sure to take her to apologize to Richard's family, and I'll get her to start looking for a job. I promise. I'm begging you, I'll fix all my bad habits. I don't want a divorce. I still believe in us, in our family.
It's already impossible. Whenever I think of that day in the family restaurant, seeing you smiling next to that woman, thinking, now Mandy can live with us, I feel anger rising up in me. I think I might throw up just looking at you. There's no way I could continue a married life with someone like that. The memories flood back and it makes my skin crawl.
But
it's strange, isn't it? I used to love you so much, not too long ago. It's amazing how love can fade in an instant. It's like a switch flipped and everything changed. I've given up on the new house and on trying to fix things with you. I've asked my dad to introduce me to a lawyer about the divorce, so I'll be sending you their business card. From now on, please contact them. I don't want alimony, but I do plan on receiving child support from Maddie, so get ready for that. It's a lot of work ahead, but I'm ready to take it all on. Goodbye.
wait, Mandy! I messed up. I'm the one at fault. I'll do anything, so please don't throw me away. Don't let it end like this. I can't lose you. I can't lose my family. Please, I promise to change.
You don't understand, do you? I've already made up my mind. It's not just about you anymore. It's about me and Maddie, about what's best for us. I can't keep sacrificing myself for someone who doesn't even recognize my worth. I need to prioritize our happiness and stability.
I'll be better, I swear. I'll do whatever it takes to prove to you that I can change. You know I love you, right? I don't want this to be over.
You say that now, but when the reality hits you, will you really stand by your words? Every time you say you'll change, it feels empty because of your past actions. How many chances have I given you? I can't keep waiting for something that might never come. It's exhausting, and I don't want to be exhausted anymore.
Just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. Please, think about Maddie. She needs both of us. We can work it out together just like we used to.
Maddie deserves a better environment, one free of conflict and deceit. She doesn't need to witness the toxicity between us. I refuse to let her grow up thinking this is how love looks. We owe it to her to show her what a healthy relationship should be.
I'm begging you, Piper. I'll make it right. I'll talk to Mandy, get her to take responsibility. I'll do everything I can.
It's too late for that. You had your chance and you threw it away. I can't keep making excuses for your behavior. It is time to face the consequences of your actions.
But I can change. I can prove to you that I'm not the same person anymore. I've realized my mistake.
You keep saying that, but actions speak louder than words. It's not just about realizing your mistakes. It's about taking responsibility for them. I don't see that in you right now. All I see is someone who is trying to save himself.
Please don't give up on us. We can fix this together. I love you so much. I can't lose you like this.
Love is not enough when trust has been broken. You have lost my trust, and it's something that takes a long time to rebuild. It won't happen overnight, and I'm not willing to wait around for it. I need to take care of myself and Maddie.
Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it. I'll be there for you both, I promise.
I want you to accept that this is over. I want you to take responsibility for your actions and understand the hurt you've caused. I want you to realize that you need to grow up and make better choices. Only then can we move forward, but not together.
No. Please, Piper. I can't lose my family. I can't lose you. I'll fight for us. I'll fight for Maddie.
Fighting won't change what's happened. It won't erase the past or the hurt. I've made my decision and it's final. You need to accept that, no matter how hard it is for you. It's time for me to prioritize my happiness and well-being. Goodbye forever. After that, Richard went through divorce mediation, and his divorce from Mandy was finalized. The custody of Brandon was somewhat contentious, but in the end, Richard was granted custody. There was a lot of back and forth about who would get to keep him, as both parents had strong feelings about their ability to raise their son. Richard insisted that he could provide a stable environment, while Mandy argued her case, but ultimately, the decision favored Richard. He had more resources and had a better support system, which swayed the mediation decision. Meanwhile, Mandy faced legal trouble from her former employer, which resulted in her becoming financially destitute. She had gone from a comfortable life to being broke overnight, struggling to make ends meet. Reports suggested that she was living in a very rough area, and it was heartbreaking to hear how her life had drastically changed after the divorce. Once spoiled and pampered, she now had to fend for herself with little support. As for me, I also went through the divorce process with Arnold, and it was not easy. We involved lawyers to ensure that everything was handled legally and appropriately. I was granted custody of Maddie, which was a relief for me. I wanted to make sure she had stability, and I would do everything in my power to provide that for her. The amount I had claimed, $130,000, was eventually settled when Arnold sold our house. He had to put all of his savings on the line to cover the payment. This was a huge sacrifice on his part, but I guess he knew he had no choice. The house had been our shared dream, and letting it go was a painful decision for both of us, but it was necessary for the sake of moving forward. Even after selling the house, there were still outstanding amounts in child support that Arnold was obligated to pay. Reports indicated that he would pay those amounts directly from his salary. It was a bit surprising how smoothly he agreed to this payment plan. It was almost as if a switch had been flipped in his mind. This change in attitude could be traced back to a particular incident when he ambushed me near my parents' home. I had been so overwhelmed with emotions at the time that I couldn't help but throw up when I saw his face. I think that moment was a turning point for him, a realization that pushing me to my limits had consequences. He seemed to understand that reconciliation was out of the question. Arnold moved into a cheap apartment with Mandy, who was now very much dependent on him. He kept a close watch on her to ensure she wouldn't harass Richard, forcing her to work at a night establishment. This decision shocked many people who had known them as a couple. To think that he would send his pampered sister to a night job was quite surprising. It appeared that Arnold had changed more than I had ever anticipated, perhaps out of guilt for the trouble that had unfolded in their lives. To make matters worse, Arnold took on a part-time job to increase his income. The majority of his earnings were sent to me and Maddie. He hardly visited since that incident, which spoke volumes about how seriously he was taking his accountability. His absence also allowed me to process my emotions without feeling pressured by his presence. Even though my anger towards him was still there, I found that I was slowly starting to soften. It was a gradual process, but I began to think about the possibility of a future where I could meet with Arnold again. Once I had sorted out my feelings, I thought it might be acceptable to meet with him during my visits with Maddie. Of course, this would not be as a couple, but rather as co-parents, sharing the responsibility of raising our child. I had realized that it wouldn't be healthy for Maddie to be caught in the crossfire of our emotions. My aim was to give her a stable environment where she wouldn't feel torn between us. Until that time comes, I plan to rely on my parents for support as I work in my healing process. It's been challenging, but I'm committed to becoming self-sufficient. I want to show Maddie that it's possible to overcome difficulties and emerge stronger. As I reflect on everything that's happened, I find a mix of sadness and hope. Sadness for what we lost, but hope for what the future might hold. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes the most difficult experiences lead to personal growth. I believe that both Arnold and I have a long way to go, but if we can learn from our mistakes, perhaps we can create a better environment for Maddie. This next chapter of my life is not just about moving on. It's about redefining what happiness means to me and how I can achieve it. I want to ensure that Maddie has a secure, loving environment where she can flourish. Although the scars from this experience will take time to heal, I believe that with patience and effort, I can find peace. In the end, what matters most is the well-being of Maddie. My experiences with Arnold and the heartbreak of our separation taught me invaluable lessons about love, trust, and forgiveness. While it may take time, I am determined to find a way to rebuild not only my life, but also a relationship with Arnold that is grounded in mutual respect and the shared love for our daughter. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ryan, wait a minute.
What is it, Kim?
Why was your ex-girlfriend Paige waiting for you at the station? I thought you disappeared while I was in the restroom, only to find out you got into her car and drove off with her.
Oh, really? You saw that, huh?
I did, after coming out and looking all over for you for about a minute until I had the misfortune of seeing you doing that. First, just answer my question. Why was your ex-girlfriend at the station, and why did you get into her car?
Okay, don't rush me. So, the story of fate began about 6 months ago. Paige started working at my company. When I talked to her, I discovered that she lives surprisingly close by, and our feelings started to rekindle. Ever since then, we've been meeting up a lot after work.
So you're saying this is cheating, right?
Well, that's how it looks to you, but Paige and I are genuinely in love. We're even thinking about getting married. That's why today I decided to go back home to introduce her to my mom and get her blessing.
What are you talking about? If we were already divorced, then maybe it would make sense, but the order of things is all wrong.
Yeah, you know my mom doesn't like you, right? Paige has always been the one my mom liked back when we were together. So when I told her I was getting back with Paige, she urged me to get divorced from you as soon as possible. So honestly, the order of things isn't right at all.
What?
Anyway, I'm heading home in Paige's car now. You can either go home alone or walk to my parents' house right now. The choice is yours.
What kind of choices are those?
Well, you could come to my parents' house with me if you want, but just know that you'll feel pretty awkward watching me and Paige being all lovey-dovey.
Fine, I'll go to my own parents' house. Luckily, my family home is just one train ride away, so I'll head back there. But don't think you'll get off scot-free.
Suit yourself. It's not like I care.
Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. I apologize for taking so long to get in touch. Kim, were you okay over there? Did that misunderstanding family do anything to you? Oh, I'm fine, really. After I dropped him off at the entrance, I quickly texted him saying I'm meeting my fiancé now without even getting out of the car. It was kind of amusing. What kind of face did he make? He had his eyes wide open and he just said, "Huh?" It was honestly the most ridiculous expression you could imagine. I can totally picture that. By the way, I never expected that Ryan would be at my new workplace. I was shocked to find out he's married, and then to hear that his wife is someone I went to middle school with? What a double surprise! So you dated Ryan back in high school, right? Yeah, but it was for less than 2 weeks. Wait, does that even count as dating? Well, at least in his mind, it probably does. But still, I think he finally realized just how wrong he was about everything. I feel bad for causing you so much trouble. Even my mother-in-law took Ryan's words at face value. It seems like you really need to directly deny things to clear up this mix-up. It's okay, I don't want to be dragged into his misguided stalker antics any longer, so I was more than willing to help out. I truly appreciate it. By the way, are you heading out to meet your fiancé's family now? Yes, I just met up with him a little while ago, and we're on our way to his family's house right now. Got it. I am so nervous. You'll be fine, really. Just take a deep breath and try to relax like you usually do. Thanks, but you have your own battle to face soon. Yeah, I guess I do. First, I need to make a quick trip back to my place to grab my things. It's going to be a bit hectic. Right, good luck with that. But remember, don't push yourself too hard. I won't. Thanks for the encouragement.
Hey, what do you think you're doing moving your stuff out of the house?
Oh, I'm just back at my place now.
I get that, but first you need to answer my question.
Well, when you get divorced, it's usually the non-head of household who moves out, right?
No, rejoice! You don't have to get divorced after all!
Wait, but I thought we were going through with the divorce.
What? Hey, Kim, you don't have to divorce me now. At least respond with some excitement.
Why should I? We're practically strangers now.
What are you talking about? Aren't you at your family's house right now? I'll come pick you up, so get ready and wait for me.
This is exactly why we're getting a divorce.
Yes, I get it, but forget all that for now.
You didn't really send that completed divorce notice to my family's house, did you? Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Huh?
When I arrived at my parents' house yesterday, my mother handed me a brown envelope that had your name on it as the sender.
Oh, no.
When I opened it, it was the divorce papers.
Well, that's...
The postmark says you mailed it from a mailbox near your office the day before yesterday. So it means you were already planning to get divorced before we even went back home together.
I mean, that's invalid now.
No, it was accepted, so it was valid.
But now it's invalid.
Why is that?
I was deceived by Paige. She went so far as to transfer to my workplace and then arranged the date for her to meet my family for marriage. Yet on the very day we were going back to her hometown, she suddenly claimed that her fiancé was someone else.
That's your complete misunderstanding.
What?
Paige didn't switch jobs just to follow you. She was headhunted and just happened to end up at your company. And the date for the marriage introduction? That was about Paige and her fiancé, not you.
But that fiancé was supposed to be me.
And there lies your biggest, most terrible misunderstanding.
Huh?
According to Paige, when she told her coworkers that the date for the introduction had been decided, you happened to be nearby and for some reason gave a thumbs up and winked at her saying, "Got it." Then you sent a message from the company phone saying, "On the day, come pick me up at the station and I'll be bringing my wife, but I plan to declare my divorce in front of you." A stream of one-sided misunderstandings kept coming her way. Paige tried to tell you that she had another fiancé and that your behavior was a hassle, but you completely ignored her.
No way!
Afterward, you just went on celebrating by yourself, and then you told your parents you were getting back together and moving forward with the marriage without knowing the real situation. When she talked to her fiancé and others around her, she found out through mutual acquaintances that your wife is actually me, someone who went to middle school with Paige.
Wait, a middle school classmate? You know Paige?
Yeah, apparently you didn't know that.
I can't believe it. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
That's how things turned out. Paige reached out to me, and after realizing that you were so caught up in your misunderstandings, we concluded that the only way to wake you up to reality was through some exaggerated actions that were very clear. That's why I went along with the plan at the station yesterday.
So, all of this happened because of misunderstandings?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't expect you to send the divorce papers to my family, but here we are. Well, the outcome is okay, so I guess it's fine.
You really surprised me there. I thought I'd be done with all this.
But seriously, we need to clear this up. You're treating this as if it's just a joke, but it's affecting real lives.
I know. It's just hard to believe how everything spiraled out of control. I was just trying to do the right thing.
Well, it seems I'm the only one who actually did the right thing.
By moving your stuff out without a proper discussion?
Well, I thought that's what we agreed upon after everything that happened.
We may have agreed, but it feels like you just jumped to conclusions.
Say whatever you will about it, Ryan. In the end, you're the one that asked for this, so goodbye forever now.
Paige, because of you, I've been divorced from Kim. You need to take responsibility and marry me.
You brought this on yourself by not listening to what people were saying. Honestly, even now, knowing I have a fiancé, how can you still ask me to marry you? Are you okay in the head?
What do you mean by that? Then why did you come to pick me up in the car and drive me to my parents' house? At that time, it was just the two of us in the car. I mean, normally you wouldn't be alone with a guy unless you liked him, right?
Well, I figured you wouldn't do anything inappropriate while I was driving, but actually, my younger brother was hiding in the back seat the entire time.
Wait, your brother?
Yeah, the dash cam was recording the whole time, capturing everything that happened inside the car.
Dash cam?
Plus, I was on a call with my fiancé the entire time, too.
What?
So the moment we were alone together in the car didn't last even a second.
Seriously?
Oh, and one more thing. My fiancé is Devin, the guy you've been pushing all that work onto.
Wait, Devin?
By the way, he's the son of the president's sister.
No way!
Apparently, complaints about your work attitude have been piling up from Devin and other employees, too,
Really?
including your harassment towards me. It's likely that serious penalties for compliance violations could be coming your way. You should prepare yourself mentally for that.
What a dead end this is!
Honestly, it's looking pretty grim for you right now. First, we reached an agreement regarding our divorce. Our financial demands would solely focus on the division of property. I decided that I would receive a larger share as part of the settlement. This decision was made to ensure that the financial aspect of our separation was settled amicably and fairly. After all the turmoil and emotional strain I had gone through, I wanted to close this chapter of my life as neatly as possible. It's likely that I'll never have to see him again for the rest of my life. The reason for this certainty is quite significant. Following the internal investigation at his workplace, it was revealed that my ex-husband had committed numerous compliance violations. These findings resulted in claims against him that amounted to the upper $300,000 range, which included damages and alimony. The situation was serious, and it led me to prioritize the victims of those violations when making decisions about the financial settlement. The aftermath of this entire debacle has had unexpected consequences. In a surprising turn of events, my in-laws have also decided to divorce. It seems that my mother-in-law, who has persistently defended her son throughout this turmoil, finally reached her limit with my father-in-law. The strain of the situation and the pressure of their son's actions became too much for their marriage to withstand. As things stand now, my ex-husband and his mother are living together in a rundown apartment. I can only imagine the kind of environment they've created for themselves. They used to be a close-knit family, almost inseparable, but now they're entrenched in a dire reality filled with poverty, where they struggle to even afford basic necessities like food. Reports indicate that they often blame each other for their misfortunes, leading to frequent arguments and an atmosphere thick with tension. It appears that they're caught in a cycle of anger and resentment, where each person is pointing fingers and refusing to take responsibility for their situation. I've heard snippets from mutual acquaintances who have relayed that my ex-husband, who once walked around with an air of confidence and pride, has now become a shadow of his former self. The lifestyle he once flaunted has crumbled, leaving him grappling with the consequences of his actions. He used to take pride in discussing his job and accomplishments at social gatherings, but now he's avoiding interactions altogether. He's become a recluse, ashamed of what he has become. It's somewhat poetic to think that the confidence he once wore like armor has now been stripped away, revealing a person who must face the reality he's created through his careless choices. In the past, he was the center of attention, celebrated for his success and charisma. But now the whispers surrounding him have shifted from admiration to disappointment. Friends and colleagues who once looked up to him are now distancing themselves, reluctant to associate with someone who has brought such shame upon himself. The social gatherings he thrived in are a thing of the past. Instead of being the life of the party, he's now left alone in that dingy apartment, which must feel like a prison. His former lifestyle has vanished, and he's left to confront the stark reality of survival. As for my mother-in-law, she seems to be struggling with her own identity. For so long, she took pride in being the supportive mother, but now she finds herself isolated from her social circle. The friends she used to rely on have distanced themselves, unwilling to associate with her due to her son's actions. The warmth of their family life has turned cold, replaced by an uncomfortable silence filled with unspoken tensions. Their daily existence must be filled with constant reminders of what they once had, now overshadowed by the fallout of my ex-husband's behavior. While they live together, the reality of their financial troubles is palpable. The apartment they share is small, lacking in the comforts they once took for granted. From what I've gathered, they often bicker over trivial matters, their arguments fueled by stress and desperation. It's a troubling scene, with the blame game becoming their new normal. They've each taken to pointing fingers, blaming the other for the dire situation they find themselves in. The love and camaraderie they once enjoyed has dissolved into resentment and anger. There are times when I can't help but feel a sense of vindication. The chaos that my ex-husband unleashed in my life seems to have come full circle, now landing squarely on his shoulders. Watching him struggle to make ends meet and to deal with the consequences of his actions brings a strange sense of satisfaction. For so long, I felt powerless and trapped in a toxic environment, but now I see the repercussions of his choices, and it reinforces my decision to leave that life behind. He used to laugh off my concerns, telling me that I was overreacting. Yet here he is now, faced with the reality of what he's created. The luxury of denial has been stripped away, and he must confront the truth. His actions have repercussions, not just for me, but for everyone in his life. I remember the days when he would belittle my worries, insisting that everything was fine. Now, with the weight of compliance violations looming over him, he has to grapple with the consequences of his poor choices. It's almost like poetic justice. He may have thought he was untouchable, that he could continue living without any accountability. But life has a way of balancing things out. Now the social gatherings he once enjoyed have turned into a cautionary tale, one where he is the subject of ridicule and disappointment. As I reflect on this, I can't help but think about how my mother-in-law has been affected as well. While I can empathize with her situation, I find it difficult to feel too much sympathy. After all, she chose to defend her son even when evidence against him mounted. Now that she's entangled in the fallout, she must face the reality of her blind loyalty. This entire experience has served as a harsh lesson for everyone involved. It's a reminder that actions have consequences, and ignoring the signs can lead to disastrous results. For my part, I've learned to value my independence and self-worth, and watching them struggle only reinforces my belief that walking away was the right choice. I've moved on and started to rebuild my life. The burden of my past has begun to slowly lift, and with each passing day, I feel more empowered. I no longer have to live in fear of my ex-husband's temper or the judgments of my former in-laws. There's a sense of freedom that comes with severing those ties. It's liberating to realize that I can forge my own path without being held back by the toxicity that once surrounded me. The struggles of my ex-husband and mother-in-law serve as a stark contrast to the journey I'm on, one filled with hope and promise. Ultimately, I feel grateful for the lessons this journey has taught me. I'm stronger than I ever thought possible, and I am ready to embrace whatever comes next. The past may have been painful, but it shaped me into the person I am today, and for that, I will always be thankful. As I move forward, I will carry these lessons with me, knowing that I have the strength to overcome any obstacle that comes my way. I've learned to trust in my own resilience, and I am excited to see what the future holds. While I wish my ex-husband and mother-in-law well, I also understand that I cannot let their struggles weigh me down. Life continues, and so do I. I have a new chapter ahead of me, and I am eager to explore it. This is not just a new beginning. This is an opportunity to redefine myself. I'm determined to build a life that is filled with positivity, joy, and fulfillment. The past may have its hold on me, but I am ready to break free from its chains and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. The world is vast, and I know there are countless opportunities waiting for me. I'm ready to seize them, to make my mark, and to create a life that reflects my true self. With each passing day, I will continue to grow, learn, and evolve, knowing that I am capable of achieving great things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.